Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Sorry about that. Caught you. Turn the mics on right at gaff time. Hey everybody, welcome to a Friday edition of the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Big E is here, Mickey is here. How are you, buddy?
Wow, I'm a lot better than I was yesterday. I came in here, I'm like, was I even here yesterday, dude?
Yeah, that was a struggle. That was a tough one. I honestly, legitimately, like through the day to day, I was like, I was honestly felt really bad for you last night. I've seen you tired. I've seen you gas out at the end of a show. I mean, you know, we've explained it to people how,
Dude,
yesterday was a different league completely.
I don't even remember it. That's how tired I was. I literally, like, I was trying to
don't listen back to it.
No, on the way over, I'm like, all right, what did we even talk about? I remember there was a monster that they called a window licker.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I remember E was over there basically masturbating.
Yes, that happened as well.
Okay.
It was one of those where you were so exhausted. It was like, don't even say anything to Jay. Let's just get on the air. I think I told you, like, dude, just go home if you want. You're like, no, I can get through this shit. I got this shit. And it was like, all right, maybe you will. And then you would have these spurts of like, okay, I'm awake, and it's like, all right, he's gonna pull through this. No. And then it was like, and E stepped up big time. Mickey everybody just kind of picked up a little bit. E saw right away, like, okay, I need to do more.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Thanks, gentlemen.
So
I've been running so hard for the last 2 months. It's like it just caught me. Like,
yeah,
I've been low sleep, and more than the lack of sleep, it's been like the energy throughout the day, just nonstop. Like from when I get up to when I go to sleep, I'm going. Like there's no downtime, and it just caught up with me yesterday. Like I couldn't think, I could barely see. I drove home and was just trying to like prop my eyes open with my fingers. I mean, it was just it was brutal.
That's not to be messed with either. There's one time in my life, like everybody's had that, where you're rolling the windows down, cranking the radio up, and trying to fight through that. But there's one time, and it was kind of the same as this, where I was living, and I think I've told this before, but I was living here. I was living in Farmington Hills at my parents' house, and I was commuting to East Lansing to do a talk show that went live at 6 a.m. And I would do from 4 to 6 a.m. I would spin tunes. I would play CDs. And so I would have to get up at 1 a.m. to go to Lansing. And after doing that commute, and then I was still young. So
you're trying to like take part in normal activities too,
through the
right?
day. Yeah. And try to sleep in the afternoon. I mean, it's impossible when the lights when it's super bright out, especially in the summer. And it hit me one day, and I stopped for gas at that Mobile at 12 and Orchard, and then hopped on the freeway to East Lansing. And it was, I mean, dude, I can't tell you the struggle that I had.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd wake up like off the road in the gravel, like going, like sliding off the road.
One eye open, right? You're just desperately trying to see. Yeah, that was really stupid.
Windows, radio, one eye open, then this eye open, literally slapping myself in the face, just trying desperately to keep awake to drive there to.
I should have slept here. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I offered to drive you home, and you weren't having it. You're like, no, I got it.
Did you? I don't remember.
Yeah. I told you to go home at halftime. I told you to go home before the show started.
I'm hard to get rid of.
The responsible thing. But then I was thinking, like, well, then I'm stuck with this car. Then I got to go pick him up tomorrow. I think Mickey even offered to drive you home.
Did you?
Yeah.
Thanks, I mean, Mick.
I live up by you, buddy.
I did not.
Actually,
Son of a bitch. For the record, I wouldn't have gone with you.
Well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted you doing a sweeperoo in my driveway so you could fit Jay in your car.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for covering for me. And I mean,
it was hardly a cover job. We all felt bad, actually, because we all know how hard you go, and you know, just the fact that you even showed up.
I'm back.
I hope
finish
people
out the week
appreciate
strong
that out there. Yeah, we will. It's a Friday, going into a weekend. Dare I say, a big show, an exciting show for you, Jay. I'm glad you're charged up today, because I have got a doozy of a story for you.
What do we got?
Well, we got a few things. We got Fishbones in Greektown Little trouble at Fishbone.
What?
We've
We
all
got
been
a-
to Fishbones.
Oh,
Yeah. You've been there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They had a little mix up that's resulting in a lawsuit. We'll explain that later. I think I may have found a new Big E.
Son of a bitch.
No offense. He's not gonna
We're moving him
replace
out.
you. But there's some
gonna work-
striking similarities between this kid and Big E. So we'll explain that. We got a college rape to discuss. A principal who's in trouble. Prison maggots, your favorite topic, prison escape. But the story I wanted to do, and the reason is, and I'm springing this on you now. E found a phone number for it, and I want to call this guy. He's in Colorado. Before it gets too late, I have no idea if he's around. Nothing's been prearranged, so this will be a total shot in the dark. But a Colorado man's curiosity got the best of him this week when he was hospitalized and cited by police after shooting himself in the foot. Adam Hittel is his name. He told police he was hanging out in his garage when he decided to take off his boot and shoot himself in the foot to know what it felt like.
Yes, I love this guy,
Dude,
I would have taken it in the calf, but you
Yeah.
know, there's a lot going on in the foot. Not sure I would have done the foot.
his injuries are non-life threatening. Why this story is so funny to me is because my entire career in radio, I've told that story about you. Like I long before this ever came about, I was like, oh, I got a buddy that's like since high school. I said, I kind of want to know what it feels like just to be shot like in the leg, not life threatening, not anything like that, but just like what that would feel like. And I've never seen the story come across the desk.
Here it
And
is.
it's arrived. We found a guy who actually had the balls to shoot himself in the foot just to see what it felt like.
By the way, did I tell you Gab wants me to shut that whole thing
Yes,
down? She's
yes.
like, there's enough crazy people out there who will oblige. So shut the hell up about that.
Yeah, well, that's going to
Let's
be
see
hard.
what Carl here thought.
Adam.
Adam.
Adam Hurdle. He did get himself into trouble with police. They cited him. They charged him with prohibited use of weapons, reckless endangerment, and child abuse. So I don't know what he did there.
Haven't have to 8-year-old watch that or something?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him if we can get him on the phone. Let's dial him up and see if he's around. We'll see. Oh, please, Adam.
No,
he looked up the number, so
I'm pretty confident
What
about
a
the
So it's gonna go
number.
do in about 3 seconds.
I'm pretty confident that the number's right. That doesn't mean he's going to be home.
hello.
Is it
Yeah, nice number.
Why is it blue? I've never seen it turn blue and say on air 2 before.
Because E has a shit number for us. That's why.
has nothing to do with the number.
Hang that up and try it again. Usually it just goes green. Here's the number if you need it.
Well, the guy should be laid up. I mean, he probably isn't out and about.
I think I saw a picture of him in a cast.
That is so wild. My man did it.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, is Adam there?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Adam, it's Mike and Jay calling from Detroit. How are you?
Hey, it's Jay and Mike.
I don't know who Jay and Mike are.
Well, it's interesting. We do a talk show, and my partner here has always wanted to shoot himself to see what it felt like. Are you the same Adam that had that shot himself in the foot?
What's your address?
We're in Detroit. It's a studio in
Yeah.
Detroit.
Oh, give me your address.
Why?
Well, you didn't tell me why you're calling exactly, but
Well, we wanted to talk to you. If you're the guy who shot himself in the foot, we want to know how that went down. And like I said, I've honestly always
I want to know how legit this is. Give me your address.
It's Radio for One Studios in Franklin, Michigan.
No, that's not an address. Give me a
okay.
street
How
address.
about we give you a website and you can go to our website.
No, I want you.
No, you don't have computer access.
Yeah, we're
Am I on the air now?
we're live right now
You don't have computer access, do you?
Why won't you give me your address?
because it's my home.
Well, you're on the air. You're going public. You're putting me on the air without even telling me I'm on the air. So give me your address.
Well, we're not technically on the air. It's a podcast, sir.
Well, why don't you level with me then?
What do you mean? We
You're
do a talk show.
You're unrolling this a bit at a time. Okay, why don't you tell me what your last names
You
are?
sound like the type of guy who would shoot himself in the foot just to see how it would feel.
Tell me what your last names are. Don't you have the credibility? to do
Detroit Cast and Walters.
Yeah,
that? No.
Mike.
No,
Mike.
your real last name.
Detroit Cast.
Mike Walters. I'm the host of this show.
Now I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, how did you get my number?
Well, that's what we do here.
No, that's not an answer. How did you get my number?
What do you mean? I'm getting Adam. You're making me scared of you at this point. We just had some simple questions. It was nothing
How did
serious.
you get my number?
How do you get anybody's number?
We
looked
have
it up.
internet access. We used it.
It's very simple. That's what we
What
do
you
for a
have
living.
as my last name?
What's that?
A
What
news
do you
story.
A news story. It
Your-
was in
your
the
story.
newspaper.
What do you have as my last name?
Are you doing the interview or are we?
Why won't you level? I'm not going to answer your question until you level with me. You could be anybody.
I obviously have your last name if that's the name I looked up and we were able to call you.
What is my last name?
Do we want? Do you want us to say it on our recorded podcast here? We'd rather not for your protection.
No, absolutely I do, because I don't think you know.
Adam Hurdle.
And how did you get that name?
We have internet
Adam,
access, and your story. You're such a dumb fuck that you shot yourself in the foot. It's all over the newspapers.
All right, my name is not Adam Hurdle.
Well, then why are we playing this game?
Because you called me. I didn't call you. You called me.
Listed on the
Well, then just say wrong number. That's simple.
No. There is an Adam here. He's my son.
Oh, can we talk to him?
No,
Why?
because I'm his father.
Adam, listen, I'm totally serious.
I'm
Jay,
not Adam.
listen. Okay, Mr. Hurdle.
Hurdle, as it were.
Jay and I honestly went to high school together, and it's been a long-running story that Jay has wanted to do what your son did, but your son actually had the balls to do it. So we thought
My
it'd be
son never shot himself in the foot. How old do you think he is?
I have no idea.
Where did the story appear?
Let me see the story, Mick. Where is it? Let me see it.
All right, so
Where's the piece of paper?
you're completely unconnected with the story. Is that the deal here, sir?
I
Mr.
have a
Hurdle?
son named Adam. That is my last name. I'm trying to validate what the heck's going on here.
A Colorado man, curiosity got the best of him this week when he was both hospitalized and cited by police for shooting himself in the foot. Adam Hurdle told police he was hanging out in his garage when he decided to take off his boot, shoot himself in the foot to know what it felt like. His injuries were non-life-threatening. He did get himself into trouble with police, however, who cited him with prohibited use of weapons, reckless endangerment, and child abuse.
All right. Can I add something to this?
Go ahead.
All right. My name is John Hurdle.
Hey, John.
I'm a professor at the Air Force Academy.
Okay.
I have a son named Adam. He didn't shoot himself in the foot. I have no idea what this is coming, where this is coming from.
Are you in Colorado Springs?
Absolutely, in Colorado Springs.
Do you know another Adam Hurdle in the area?
I've never heard of another Hurdle in the area.
Us either.
How do you have it spelled?
Hirtle.
Oh, mine is Hertel. Check that out on your webpage on Table Mesa Way.
On what?
Table Mesa Way is the street I live on. You've got the wrong person.
Oh, well, that was simple. That's all you had to say. Just say
simple,
your
but
producer's a retard. That's all you had to say is you've got a retarded producer who misspelled my
I'm not going to say
name.
that. I'm not going to use foul language like you've used either.
Isn't that a great story, though, John? Isn't that interesting that someone would shoot themselves in the foot just to see how it felt?
I could care less. It has of no interest to me.
You're in the service, though, John. Have you ever wondered yourself? I mean, you're
I'm not in the service at the moment.
Okay,
I'm
well,
retired.
you were
retired. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Okay.
So had you ever considered that? I mean, you had been around guns and different kinds of weaponry. Had you ever considered that? Like, I wonder how this would feel.
All right. I've given you more than enough time and I hope we've straightened this out. I do have a son named Adam. It's not spelled that way. It's not the person in your story. I've never heard of the situation. And I've given you more time than I have to offer this. So Good luck with whatever your podcast is.
John,
thank you, John.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yes. You've been fun. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Showed off,
God damn it, you
motherfucker.
Are you shitting me?
Fucked
Are you
up.
shitting me? Really? I spelled the name for him. I gave you the name and I spelled it with the city.
I know when I typed it in.
Into the mic, you son of a bitch.
When I typed it in, this name showed up there, and so it looked good enough. When I looked at it, it looked close enough to me.
You almost got us killed by a former Air Force member.
It looked.
Wait, well, hold on. Ease fuck up aside. What the fuck was that about? Honestly.
Should we call him back?
What? No,
just kidding.
but we should on another story for sure. Hold on to that son of a bitch's number, man.
Yeah.
That guy is one weird dude.
Yeah, he was ultra serious, man.
I can't believe he didn't hang up when I busted out.
A motherfucker at him? Yeah, me either. He's probably listening now. Hi, John. Yeah, I felt like I was on trial all of a sudden.
What an asshole.
I didn't get what that was about. Yeah, people.
Is that how you handle all your wrong numbers? You know?
Yeah.
Fuck. You know, maybe he takes the tact like we did when we were telemarketers.
Yeah.
Like, remember when you'd call and you'd be like, yes, sir, blah, blah, I want to tell you about this. The worst thing you can do to a telemarketer is to go, oh, tell me more. I'd like to hear more. And then you go through the whole spiel. And then 5 minutes later, fuck you. And you hang up. That's the worst thing that can happen. The best thing as a telemarketer is someone just go, wrong number, dude, or not interested, click. Because then you just move on and you're done with them. My man, John, I think was playing the former. I mean, he was like, oh yeah, tell me more. Give me information. It's like, God damn you, John.
Well, what John inadvertently did there, unfortunately for John, is he just told thousands of people the street he lives on, the city he's in.
We told him not to.
Proper
We told
spelling
him
of his
not to.
name. He just did all that. So anybody that wants to mess with him has every bit of information.
We
he
have
could
no
possibly
ability
have.
to edit this audio, do we?
No.
And it
it's-
went right to YouTube. That's
it's
the best
live
part.
on YouTube.
I know.
I found another Adam P. Hurdle that's 30 to 34 years old and lives in
Whoa.
Colorado
Yes,
Springs.
Whoa. Took you
Let's
about
call
10
him.
seconds, did it, Nick?
Probably it.
Call it. God damn it.
I
What
thought
was
it
that
the
other
right-
number, just so we're not calling this guy again, just in case? Yeah, it's not that one. Okay.
God.
I thought it was
Ignore
right.
what you heard the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just ignore that. That didn't happen. That unfortunate incident did not happen.
I'm praying that this isn't it, to be honest with you.
Of course you are. Let me see the story, Mick. Or where is it? He's got it. Feel like I got to be on my toes here just in case.
Yeah.
I'm calling right now.
Yeah.
Just in case we have to justify our call
Yeah.
again. What the hell was that guy?
Ugh. These people that think they need to be identified, you need to let them know they're on the air with a podcast.
Right.
This isn't a radio show.
There's no, it's on his
No
FCC.
FCC guidelines. His phone answered without ringing, by the way.
Oh,
too.
I know. That was bizarre.
Yeah. TV was wailing in the background.
So what do we got, Mick? We dialing or what, man?
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 714 available. At the tone, please record your message.
Yeah, maybe we can try him back. Should we leave him a message?
Yeah.
I hung up.
Oh,
God damn it, Mick!
Well, you said maybe we could try him back.
He's probably bombarded with calls because
Yeah.
that went right to voicemail. Hang on to this story. We'll try him.
Because I'm dying to know.
Let me
I'm dying
write
to
the
hear
real
his
number on here.
description. I want to hear his description.
Yeah, I want to know. My main question is how soon from pulling the trigger to big mistake. I want to know that answer. Like how quickly
Milliseconds.
it had to have been. God, dude, I know you've joked about it forever, but
Yeah.
the idea that you would put a gun to your leg and literally like keep stressing that trigger until it popped.
I want to know how many beers he had in advance.
Yeah.
You know?
By the way, and
maybe.
I get that it was the wrong number, but that
Oh,
number,
well, watch this. He's going to do his dance and try to justify something.
No, I was going to make fun of something. I was going to say, but Adam's name was under the thing. So when the dad, Mr. Air Force Man, was like, he lives with me, I'm pretty sure he lives with the son. Like, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that dad is an old man just living with his son and doesn't know what's going
He's a
on.
professor at the Air Force Academy.
Was.
He's not some dumb. No, he
Well, why
is a
isn't his house on
professor.
the why isn't his house on the name on the address? then?
Hey, I'm not going to argue with a guy who can't find a phone number. Okay.
I found a phone number for a person.
Yeah. Totally misspelled. I felt like an idiot right then when I was like HIRTLE and he's like, yeah, retard. HEREET.
It looked like
See what you did? You put your boss in a vulnerable position, man.
Wow.
You embarrassed your boss.
I apologize. I apologize for that reckless use of the phone during showtime.
We met a really nice guy, though, who we'll have to call back in the future.
Yeah. Oh, geez, I don't know. That guy didn't like us very much, especially when you motherfucked him. I couldn't believe you did that.
I figured, all right, this is time to end this motherfucker.
Yeah. I thought that would have been the bomb right there, but he hung in there.
He did.
He hung in there. Anyway, moving on to other things. Maybe we'll try him back later. Not that one, but the real one.
The real guy.
Couple prison stories. Joyce Mitchell is still under, she's Tilly, the woman. It's coming out tonight, and we're talking about the guys that escaped from the Clinton Correctional
The
Facility.
one with the
in New York.
enormous dick, basically a comic book hero, can't feel pain. He's a genius.
Yeah. They're saying now that she had a relationship with Sweat, the other guy,
Jesus,
Matt Sweat,
both of them,
and now it's coming out that maybe both of them were banging this chick.
Oh.
Three-way going.
I don't know. And it sounds too.
Can you pull
like,
up a picture of her again just for context?
Oh, she's a looker.
I
She's hot.
remember that generally, but I think we
Yeah.
need to see more.
They're saying that she had a relationship with this Sweat guy. There she
Oh
is.
gosh.
She's a grandma.
Oh.
Can you imagine your Nana doing this?
She's a looker.
51-year-old grandma. Ugh.
Wow.
51.
Yeah. So they're talking about how Sweat was actually banging her, but those comments about one of them made her feel special and she thought it was love. That was the giant dick guy. So it sounds like she was banging them both.
Nice.
Yeah. By the way, the guy with just humongous dick. He's got a history of breaking out of prisons.
What?
And at one point in court, they had him wearing a shocker belt. So if he tried anything funny, they could just like hit a button and bzzz,
It's like
and-
the poos.
yeah, like the Poos wears a shock collar. They still haven't found these guys. Day 6 now. They've been on the run, but they're getting close. The dogs have had the scent going all night. They picked up on it. They still have it. They found wrappers and some matted grass, like where
Dude,
it looked
you
like people
can't-
slept.
You can't sleep at this point if you're these guys, man. I mean, I get that you have to technically, but man, don't you know what I mean? You got to be
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
idea of taking a nap or something. You got just fucking do some cocaine or something and get going. I guess I don't know.
That's why they because people are like, well, do you think they've split up? And they're all these like
I'd be shocked
experts.
if they haven't. They'd be so stupid not to.
Well, the only reason because there's the
because
FBI.
one could sleep and one could
one
watch.
could sleep, one could keep lookout. Like they're talking about these guys are such a level of psychotic that they will use each other until they don't need each other anymore and then like kill each other.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of dudes you're dealing with.
Wow.
Just like
Like,
off
throw
the
him
grid.
to the wolves, even like they let him get as close as you can. Throw that guy at him, and then boom, 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 run away.
It also came out tonight that guy with the who's brilliant with the humongous cock, can't feel pain, also has no fear of anything.
Jesus, are you what?
He has absolutely no fear. They're like, well, do you think he'll give up or he'll be afraid of this? They're like, oh no, this guy's got zero fear at
Is
all.
he a
He's
human?
not afraid of
Why
anything.
wasn't he literally in one of those things you see in the movies where it was like, just him in some containment, with like 20-foot barriers around him.
Hannibal Lecter cell. Or some
Right,
shit.
exactly. Why was he even in regular? No fear, can't feel pain. Fucking a psychopath, willing to talk anyone into anything, yet they're just in regular.
Yeah.
Just banging chicks in regular prison.
Yeah.
I mean, banging chicks and then going into like back hallways and scouting out how to get out of the place. It's just crazy, their existence.
It sounds like, too, these guys were able to, it wasn't just the one cell that they cut a hole in. It sounds like they each cut a hole in their own cells and were able to then go out.
Yeah,
'Cause I
we
kept
wondered about that.
wondering
Like, what are they, bunkmates? They have a sleepover?
Well, people were saying that it's a big misconception that these guys are literally confined to a box for 23 hours a day. That there's way more roaming around going on, even in a supermax, or not a supermax, but a maximum. Yeah. The supermax ones, I think those guys are in
total solitary all the time.
Yeah. Like where's that one where like the bomber's going to go?
It's in Colorado.
I wanted to say Colorado. Yeah. Those supermax ones, they and people are coming out against that saying it's not humane. It's cruel and unusual punishment to have people
brain get scrambled just from the solitary confinement.
Yeah. So, but that's not the case with these guys, that they're there's always a guard.
See what
around.
happens when you give them contact?
Yeah.
Separate them, feed them maggots, and be done with it.
Ugh, God, the maggots. And the maggots are back in the news today.
That's what I understand.
I don't know why this bothers me. Like,
believe me, dude, I'm with you that maggots are probably the grossest thing on earth.
Yeah.
But these are prisoners.
Yeah,
people
but
convicted of heinous crimes. That's what you got to remember, Mike. They're convicted of heinous crimes. They're not the guy that's thrown in jail for selling acid.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy who accidentally got caught with some weed or something like that.
Yeah.
These are murderers.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Well, the prisoner who discovered maggots in a vegetable slicer at Jackson at the Jackson prison back on June 2nd told investigators that the Aramark Correctional Services supervisor told him to clean the machine and not say anything about this issue. But people will probably go, oh, you can't believe him. He's a killer or he's a prisoner. Of course he's going to say that.
Goes to his credibility.
Prison officials responded that they found 1 to 2 dozen maggots on a food prep table, but lunch still being served. They found the supervisor, John Marario, in his office at his computer rather than taking charge of the situation. He's like, fuck him. Let him eat maggots. After prison officials ordered the lunch service halted and the food thrown out, this guy suggested a replacement meal with rice instead of potatoes. Would you want to eat rice?
Dude,
after
seeing maggots? No.
I instructed Aramark to provide 2 chicken patties and bread. The deputy warden said anything but rice. So he overruled this dude. But Aramark spokesman criticized the report, saying they're missing key eyewitness testimony from the first manager who was on the scene. He was out of state at the time, couldn't be questioned by investigators, along with a correction officer who agreed to follow proper procedure, and they immediately stopped the service line and the area was cleaned.
They're a great source of protein. I don't see really what the problem is.
I think of myself, if anything happens to me and I end up in that place, I don't want to eat maggots. Like, I try to put myself in the scenario.
Oh, don't murder people, I guess.
Yeah, if you murdered someone, one
Jay
could
would tell
argue. Right, I would tell on you, number one. So you'd be.
So if you clip that old bag in the Meijer parking lot,
Yep.
Jay's going to tell on you.
I'm not going to tell him. I might tell E. You couldn't see the scenario come to play fully when you're having an off day where you kill E.
No. Okay, if I kill someone, I deserve to eat a maggot every now and then. I deserve that.
2 dozen?
That one's on me.
2 dozen of them?
But he's not going to be eating 2 dozen.
No,
That's
they're
gonna
not. They're not serving whole bowls, and they're probably being cooked at the same time.
But you'd never look at food
I
the
deserve
same.
that. I don't give a shit, dude. They don't deserve to look at food the same.
I'm sliding more and more with Jay on this, by the way.
The prisoner who found it, his name is John Doe. Prisoner John Doe. That is his real name, not an alias.
Shut the hell up.
Did you know there were actual John
Shut
Does?
up.
Someone
His name is
named-
John Doe, D-O-E.
I thought you were going to say D-O-U-G-H.
No, D-O-U-G-H.
So some parent named
There's
their
no
son.
way the guy's name is John Doe.
His actual name, not an alias, is John Doe, D-O-E. Could you imagine every time you got pulled over? What's your name, son? John Doe.
Don't fuck
All right,
with me.
smart ass. Boom, you're taking flashlights to the teeth. Oh, is that the route we're going to go? Fine. We'll do this your way, Mr. Doe. Boom. Bust your teeth out. Fuck
What's your
no.
wife's name? Jane. Fuck you.
Constantly in the getting dental services done for getting his teeth blown out every time he has a run in with a cop. Jaywalking. What's your name, son? John Doe. Oh, we're going to play hardball. Boom.
John Doe.
Yeah, poor John Doe. So anyway, John Doe went to the manager and they finally shut it all down. But I don't know. I disagree with this. I don't think prisoners. I think it's bad enough. You're in a box.
That's weird. What a weird position for him to take, don't you think?
Yeah, it is a little weird.
Of all people.
Officer Walters seems like
Yeah, you're a
he
real
would be
pussy
for
once
it.
they get incarcerated.
yeah, he shoots
Well,
them all up until they get there. Then it's
He
all about their rights.
takes them into custody in a pretty
Well,
aggressive manner. But once they're in custody,
Well,
go soft.
I have a responsibility to make sure I get home to my wife and children at the end of the day. And once I do that and the situation is controlled, my public is protected, then I don't want them to eat maggots anymore. I've calmed down. I'm kind of like the Incredible Hulk like that, where
You're back to your
get into
David
that.
Banner.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm more level-headed and calm in the situation. And then it's like, no, I don't want you eating maggots. On your knees, you son of a bitch. So yeah, it's tough. It's a tough spot for me. I know it doesn't sound like something Officer Walters would think.
I wonder what
but-
Officer Walters is like in the home. Like when he's at home, does he get in the kids for such a manner? Like if the dishes aren't done.
Well, yeah,
I
it's
imagine so.
It's not a line of work that you leave at the office. I mean,
It's hard
It's
to
tough to
carry that-
separate.
Yeah, you carry that line of work around with you 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I
Son
feel
of a
like
bitch.
It'd be tough to go to a game with Officer Walters, or just
Absolutely.
grab a beer. in the
No,
bar.
going to a game with Officer Walters is fine as long as you stay in line.
He's a pretty intense individual.
Yeah.
No question.
Dude, I think Officer Walters would be a face painter. Just because I think he'd be so intense. Everything he does is so intense.
No, but he would argue balls and strikes.
That's what Paul, you son of a bitch.
He might take a bat to a knee now and again, but
Well, imagine Officer Walters at a Little League game, like his
in
kid's
his
Little League
defense,
game.
he would think he was right.
Oh yeah.
He would think someone was abusing their authority around him, and then Officer Walters would try to, show who's boss, take control of the
I
situation.
want to see an Officer Walters.
You know what? I want to see you speak into the mic, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a TV show based around Officer Walters.
Yeah, me too. Be a fun show to do.
Yeah.
High school principal. Speaking of Officer Walters, the cop down in Florida, who resigned.
The pool party.
I don't know if you were aware of that, Jay. We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Did we talk about the pool security guard yesterday, or was that the day
That was the
before?
day before.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you named him Ron Johnson.
Ron Johnson, pool security. Yeah, I do remember that.
At your service.
He had jorts on,
Yes.
Yeah.
and he declared, "Who the hell wears jorts anymore?"
Yes.
I
Like
do
an
remember.
asshole.
Yes, you do remember that. Oh, you've got amazing detail recall.
It's all coming back to me slowly but surely.
I'm just glad you remember my jorts remarks.
Yeah.
You realize like last night, there's a possibility if there was like a homeless guy walking down the street, you could have clipped his wing.
That's a good point.
There was this is what I'm remembering now. When I pulled out of your sub, it's dark as shit going down Franklin Road, right?
Yeah.
There was a guy walking a baby. I swear to God, but he had one of
At
those
1 in the
yes,
morning.
but he had one of those blinky lights on the stroller.
Really?
And
I saw the same
you
gentleman.
saw that guy, yes.
So he wasn't in
Are you
figment of
shitting me?
Oh, it has to be one of those deals where the kids got colic or something, and so they're like,
But
walk
why
it.
is he walking down Franklin Road?
Seriously, dude. It was pitch. If he wouldn't have had that blinky light, I'd have fucking clipped him.
Which
No
way was he
question.
coming? From 14 Mile?
He was
or
coming
from
north to south.
Wow.
Well, there's no sidewalks between like my house and
Gilbert's.
Yeah. No, but like going down there, but I don't know,
Dude, you know
would
how dark
think-
that is?
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
dark around here, dude. Just because how the trees are, and like it's
Yeah,
really
there's no
dark.
lights. There's no.
Yeah, so I give him credit for having the blinky light. I mean, that obviously
We'll walk
that's
around
smart.
the neighborhood.
I agree, man. Get off the main road.
Yeah.
Although it is a 25, I guess.
Yeah,
Supposed
it's
to be
not like there's a lot of
still-
traffic, especially at that hour. But
Yeah, that's
Was
crazy.
he going at you at
He was
least?
coming at me.
Well, that's
yeah.
at least.
you didn't hit him, did you? You
I
don't think
would have
so?
if you wouldn't have the light. I mean, I was like,
Yeah, that would have been on him though.
yeah, I agree.
He would have taken responsibility for
I
that.
agree.
He would have. He just like how you just assumed that he would have.
Hey, look, listen, Zott Ford and Holly has everything you need, period. Yes, they have the all-new 2015 F-150, the all-new 2015 Mustang, and the all-new 2015 Edge. They even have the 2016 Explorer, and they're in stock right now. Yes, they have the hottest sales staff in Oakland County. Yes, they have all makes and models in their pre-owned department. So don't worry if you want something other than a Ford. Our friends at Zott Ford can get you whatever vehicle you want or need. That's correct. They don't just sell Fords. They have Chevys, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and occasionally they even stock some foreign whips as well. If it has four wheels and an engine, Zott Ford can help you buy it, and they can help you right now. Check out their massive inventory and ridiculous deals at zottford.com. That's SZOTT.
So back to the the cop in Florida,
Right.
the pool cop. Well, a principal has lost his job. He took to social media. I mean, if you have any position of authority anywhere in the country, don't you think it's time to just log off? Just log
right,
off.
Right.
Like, why? Like, it's one thing
You
for
should have
us
your
to do that,
professional
but
thing and don't ever personally go on to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he has a school Twitter or some dumb shit that he
Yeah.
uses as in his
Yeah.
principal role.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, that's how I always remember how to spell principal, because they're your pal. PAL.
Prince iPal.
I remember that.
Yeah. So if you have that, cool, dude, use it for that. But you're right, man. Personally, get the hell off that stuff.
Yeah, and like I'm saying, it's one thing for us, people like us that are
Fuck faces.
fuck faces. Yeah, but you wouldn't. I could see lawyer Jay not wanting to go with bold statements.
Guess what? I was never on social media before this. And
Yeah.
that's part of the reason. Like, why only get you in trouble?
Right,
Yeah,
it's not a positive. You're right.
I mean, do
for
you
that,
want followers? Why would a principal at a school want followers to begin with?
so dumb, dude?
Like, what is that? I don't understand what that is for the. I mean, I get it if you want to catch up with your friends or something, it makes it easier. But why would you?
Dude,
I know everything you have to say is so vanilla when you're in that position, right? Why would
Yeah.
you? Why would you even want to be on there putting shit out?
Well,
yeah,
he
so stupid.
he was in a public post on a story, so he's reading a story and then commenting.
Oh my! And that's
On
even dumber about it. More, you know what I mean? This idea of
It's so
comment.
unnecessary.
Right. It's not even him coming out with. The
I
idea
mean, what
of
are you
him-
looking for? Like up arrow clicks,
Right.
like thumbs ups.
I know.
Anyway, got 100 likes on that comment. feeling pretty good about myself today. Only got 2 red arrows on that comment.
You're right. It's
Like, what is the end game win for you in this?
I don't get why
Just
people
feel like you have to voice that.
Right. I don't even get why people comment on stories on Facebook anyway, to be honest with you. But
I'm not sure I've ever commented like on a news story. That's
I
what you're
never
talking about,
have.
right? Like on
Yeah.
CNN or something, and you can enter. I never have. I know you have here and there,
I admit,
just to stir shit up.
yeah, I've stirred shit up where especially if it's like a Toik story, I'll go on there. And usually they won't even print my comment. It's so vile, they won't even print it.
Yeah.
But I've definitely made comments that get on there and it's like, oh, wow, I registered 300 negative likes. That's crazy. Who knew? And then there'll be a few assholes like me who will like it. But I've definitely done that. But I
kind of like our show overall.
Right.
I mean,
right.
a couple people like it, but most people don't.
On the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but what this guy said was that Officer David Eric Casebolt, who has since resigned, did nothing wrong and was afraid for his life. He said it in the comment section, believing he would be anonymous. He did nothing wrong. He was afraid for his life. I commend him for his actions. But the post included his Facebook picture, name, school, and title.
why did he think it would be? Does he not understand how it works? Like, why did he think it'd be anonymous?
Who knows? Who knows?
And the thing is, look at that comment. He really needed, like, where was he doing in his computer? A principal of a school. He knows how things are now. He saw and he just had to
say that.
I agree with him.
Well, not only did he didn't just say I agree with him, but he also made the leap to say he feared for his life. Like, how the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm gonna put this out. He feared for his life. Dude,
Yeah.
you're watching that. Okay, you could argue that. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Where are you going with that, Principal?
The comment was quickly deleted, of course, but not before it had been screenshotted by a bunch of students who passed it around quickly around social media, and he lost his job. He's been reassigned in the district somewhere on desk duty or something, but he's not a principal anymore.
The screenshot. Love it.
Screenshots are gonna take so many people down, dude.
He told a local paper there that I support law enforcement and sorry if my opinion upset people. It's tough for me because I don't think what he said was hateful in any way. It's his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. In the climate we're in, it seems stupid. Like, why would you put yourself in that position just knowing that people are begging for a reason to be outraged? Like, they just are. They're looking for a reason to make the center of attention themselves by pretending to be outraged. Like, who's going to be outraged at that comment? It's not like you went, well, fuck them. They're black. They probably did something illegal anyways. They probably deserved it.
Yeah.
Principal Skinner. Like, he didn't say something like that. What he said was, I support law enforcement, and I could, and you can make that argument that he made.
Right.
It's a leap by, like you said, Jay, for him to say he feared for his life. Well, you don't fucking know that. He didn't look like he feared for his life, but you could definitely make the argument that, hey, those guys stepped to a cop and he's outnumbered. He grabbed his gun. He didn't shoot anyone, thank God. You could make that case. So I don't think it's outrageous to say what he said, but my argument would be, why would you even put yourself in the position?
Totally.
I think and
when
that's
you
the
take
thing.
on a role as principal or some public figure, like some, person in the community like that, you just got to stop doing that. You just got to sit back and let others comment or take the very vanilla approach.
Yeah.
Don't take
just
one
don't say
side.
anything. If you have that opinion, if anything, like, honestly, he should be in trouble just for being an idiot and having to voice this. If that's what he believes, just leave it to yourself. Who cares? You're right. What did he need? 20 likes on Facebook? Oh, I agree with this guy.
Yeah. And I don't know where he said it. I think it made it sound like it was on a website, like a news service.
Well, okay.
And
well,
one of those where a lot of times in order to comment,
you have to be logged in.
You have to be logged in either through Facebook or through something else. And so I could see some guy not being familiar with how all this works, just going, oh, I guess I'll just log in through my Facebook. Well, then it's got your picture, your title, everything you post on Facebook.
See, the thing is, to me, honestly, that's even worse if he didn't understand how it works. So he didn't understand. Let's say he didn't. Say he thought it was just going to be a picture of a faceless person going, I agree. Then it's like, that's even worse. I'd rather have him just know, you know what I mean? I'd rather have him believe that he knew his face was going to be out there.
That's the statement of a 32-year-old versus probably my man who's 52, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more new to the technology.
But, and
31
you could argue, though, because I hate when people post as Mr. Doe from Pluto or from
Right.
wherever, and they don't have any idea any tie to that, but they're going to make some shitty comment about something
Right.
and act like an expert, but they won't lay claim to it at all. Now, you could say, hey, in this climate, you don't ever want to have a shitty comment. I'm not going to have it come back and bite me, so I refuse to go on the grid. But at the same time, you could go, I give the guy credit. At least he used his own name.
I think you'd have to know
sounds like
whether
it was accidental.
That's my point. If you'd have to know if it was accidental and he just thought it was going to be anonymous, then he's a
Yeah. What a vanilla comment to
Right,
throw out there, too.
right.
It's not like he took a stand on something.
I
That's what I'm saying, though.
brought
You
something
have
new
to
to
be
the
even
table.
more vanilla than that, than to take a side. Like, if you're in that position, you got to be smart enough to know, like, you can't take a side.
Well, I think if you're on the other side, you can take the side. If you just go,
That's true.
you can absolutely go. This is outrageous that this cop did this to this poor young student.
Oh, you're right, man.
You can
That's
take
funny.
that side all day long.
Oh, yeah,
but God forbid you
Right.
take the other side and try to see it from someone else's perspective. You're a monster. It's a sad state we're in, but it is what it is, right?
Whatever.
Guys being raped.
By
I know.
a chick.
Well,
By guys, it's possible.
A University of Pennsylvania graduate has accused another student of raping him so brutally he was left needing surgery.
Male or I'm guessing, or this is gotta be male, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. See that,
dude?
A guy could rape a guy.
This is an outrage. This is something to be outraged about. This is at a fraternity recruitment party.
Oh my God! Why is there so much with the homoeroticism and the
Hootie hoo?
Like, I mean, I get the little jokes between like guys where it's just like, oh, look at what a homo or something. But
good one.
No,
hilarious.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
You guys do a lot of jokes like that. What a homo.
I don't know. Mild, just kind of like
tapping your buddy on the dick as you walk by. Stupid
but just
shit like
this
that.
overtly homoerotic, like, you want to be in this fraternity, you start sucking this dick, or something.
That is
I don't.
very weird.
It wasn't quite like that. This is a 21-year-old in Florida. He's suing the Phi Kappa Psi school or fraternity, and another graduate, Chuck Gibson, Mr. Charles Gibson, for $450,000 over this attack that happened in January.
Is that what a wrecked asshole's worth these days? $450? Is that the market value?
I think that is the going rate. It's currently the going rate. I hear it's going up, but
he's 21, so yeah.
Yeah, he had a good, long, healthy life with that anus to go.
God.
The hymen.
Probably blew his anal hymen out.
Gross.
He claims he needed he headed to the rush party at this frat house where he was served tons of alcohol. He was 19 at the time. Members continued serving him alcohol until he became totally severely intoxicated. They only stopped when he was slipping in and out of consciousness. At that point, another potential recruit who had been served the same amount of alcohol and a member of the frat walked the drunk student a short distance to his dorm. So he was like, let me give you a hand here, buddy. Let's get you back to the dorm, and kind of arm in arm drag this guy back to the dorm. And then he wakes up and this guy's just wailing on his asshole.
Come on, dude.
He needed rectal surgery.
Oh my God.
He blew his anus out so bad he needed rectal surgery.
See, to me, 450. I mean, why are they putting that number on there? This should be
higher.
Yeah.
It should be. You're right though. You always talk about these things where people ask for so much. Dude, a guy just blowing
ask
out
for more
here.
And maybe settle for 450.
Oh, he gave him herpes too.
Oh, shut up! Shut up!
I know. I didn't mean to leave that little detail out.
Dude,
only 450, dude. You're right. Maybe he gets
Is
450, but you got to ask for at least $1 million.
Man.
It just made it worse. The rectal surgery wasn't enough.
No, that just blew it. Yeah, times 5.
Yeah, that's tough.
Didn't use a condom.
He needed reconstructive surgery on his rectum that's left him permanently scarred, and he contracted HPV.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So does that then just completely spread to your noose, or is it just, I don't know, is it relegated to the arsehole region? How does herpes work?
You could probably speak to this.
I do not know how to speak to it.
I mean, you've been lucky. You've avoided the rectal herpes.
Yes, I have somehow.
That's good.
I'm honestly asking. I don't know. Like,
I don't either. No, I'm serious. I seriously, I don't know either. The other guy's like, no, I didn't give him herpes, and it was consensual. Oh, it was consensual lovemaking. And you blew his ass.
This is just buyer's remorse, man.
Yeah. Rectum damn near killed him. Literally, that statement finally stands up.
Right, there you go.
His lawyer's going to use that in court. Rectum damn near killed him.
That'd be its
awesome
opening
if he did.
statement. Just walks up. Rectum damn near killed him. Ladies and gentlemen,
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah. And
You
look
could really use that line in the court. Like,
I know. He says, wrecked him, damn near killed him.
and then just the jury start laughing.
Thank you,
and
Your
then-
Honor.
Right, that's it. I would make that my opening and closing remark, and then just sit down. The
Ugh.
jury would fine for you. And
What are they? Is that something where if you're dealing with that case where you would put your client on the stand and go, I'm going to need you to show him exhibit A
oh, there'd be pictures for sure. There'd
Oh
be
my
images,
God.
all kinds of
of
images.
a blown out anus.
Oh
Yep,
my God.
and herpes all around the rectum.
Oh my God.
And we're supposing perhaps on the noose as well. I don't know. I don't know how.
I think the
works.
only good thing that happened is that HPV apparently, when it gives you herpes, can't give you cancer. So he's good in butt
Wow,
cancer.
this is
He's
great
straight
news.
there. I'm just bright siding it.
All right. No, this is good.
That is
news.
a bright side, dude.
That's a
so
big bright side.
once you have that, you can't get rectal cancer.
Yeah, the types of HPV that cause genital warts do not cause cancer.
this is a great news.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
This is
He's
dynamite.
Wait, it
news.
doesn't cause it, but does it block it?
I don't think he's like anti.
That's
Oh,
what
I
I
thought you were saying
saying
it was anti. That was the cure. I
Yeah.
was like,
No,
we,
just
we need to
AP
get this in pill form immediately.
HPV can give you cancer. That's why it's bad.
Oh, we thought it was
Oh,
bad because it
pussy
developed
discharge.
pussy, nasty blisters.
No, that's the other version of it.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even care about the cancer.
No, I
I cared
didn't
about
either.
the aesthetics.
Yeah. I want my anus to look sparkling nice.
Yeah. That's why we get it bleached every 6 months.
I was wondering what you guys were telling me
It's a
about. that. It's
tandem
weird.
thing. You wouldn't understand.
Can he?
2-for-1 deal, dude.
I wonder
Yeah.
if like shitting is gonna hurt for like when they say it's like.
Probably.
Oh my God!
He had no control over it.
Could you imagine the rest of your life? It hurts.
Yeah. Speaking of hurting, I found this story hilarious. Have you ever been bitten by fire ants?
Yeah, yes.
You have.
Down in Florida, I had one episode. Yeah,
Really?
they get on you and then it's like they bite you at the same time.
That's what I remember. I
Yeah.
got bit once. Do they have them here,
You're
right?
just like, fuck. I don't think they do have them in Michigan. I think they just down south. But,
I thought I was bit in
Maybe I'm
Michigan.
wrong.
Maybe it was Texas. Texas, they would have.
but you
them.
remember the simultaneous bite?
Dude.
And you're just like, fuck. And then you like see them and
Yeah, they're red.
Yeah.
Nasty. Well, this guy, young man in Rayong, Thailand,
Jesus.
wanted to imitate Jackass. Where have we heard that before?
Yeah, really.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah, he's in Thailand. So he had some friends pull a nest of fire ants off a tree and shake it directly at the underpants.
Oh God.
Ooh, me sorry, me no speaking Chinese.
This guy on the story I was reading, Justin Schmidt, who developed the Schmidt pain scale by letting a wide variety of insects bite him and taking detailed notes on the sensations, rated fire ants a 1.2 out of 4,
Oh.
which I think is bullshit. If you've ever been
Why
bitten
is
by
it-
a pack of fire ants, I don't know if one fire ant would be a 1.2 out of 4, but as a child, I remember being bitten by a bunch of them and it fucking hurt
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Why is the
It
pain?
was really bad.
Why is the pain scale only 1 to 4? I don't get why it just wouldn't be the typical 1 to 10. Seems like an easier. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he
I
said
guess no one cares, but whatever.
he described the pain as
no one gives a shit.
No,
I have no baseline for pain management numbers.
yeah, I don't either. And you're probably righty.
It just
don't-
seems like an odd number to choose
care.
1 to 4.
yeah. I don't care either.
Why do I
Seems
care
like
about-
a weird
I-
sidetrack.
I don't know. I care. I guess I don't know
He,
why.
he described the pain as sharp, sudden, mildly alarming, like walking across a shag carpet and reaching for a light switch. So you get a little zap.
Huh?
Bullshit. That doesn't sound like someone who's
Right.
been bitten
That
by
wasn't
fire
my
ants.
experience either.
This is what I would think it would look like. And here's the guy. Here's the guy that did it in Thailand.
Oh, that's a monstrous nest of these things.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's on a,
God.
it's on a plant.
Dude.
Oh my God, dude.
You will bite my dick.
I don't feel like Chinese tonight anyway.
Oh my God.
Would you do this, E?
No.
Pussy.
Hi.
It's quite a physique.
Yeah.
Hold on. Doesn't his chest look like a smile, like a face? His belly button creates a mouth. It's a face.
It does.
It's a face on his
Here they
torso.
come.
Oh my God. Oh my. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
Ooh, me sorry, me no speaking Chinese.
Yeah, I can't make out what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't understand. What's he experiencing?
Does he like this?
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Look at this guy on the bicycle.
I can't understand a thing. Oh, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, that's a little too helpful, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, a little too helpful. What an asshole.
That was awesome.
Come on, E. That didn't look so bad.
I wouldn't do it. But
Can we
that was
revisit
awesome.
his torso, though?
Yeah.
Am I wrong in thinking that looked like a face?
No, you're not.
That his nips and his belly button created a strange face?
Why, by the way,
Look at that.
also, why did they choose to make it in slow motion, him badassly chucking his t-shirt away? Like, that's the motion.
Oh, my God, this would hurt so bad.
I know. I know.
Oh, that would hurt so bad.
God, what a dickhead.
Does that look like a 1.2 out of 4?
Right.
That is a nice face.
It is, man. Look at that. I've never seen a belly button like that. A navel.
What was he thinking of again?
Everything's cool? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not understanding what's going on.
He's yanking on his pubes. What's he saying?
I don't know. I'm confused.
I
I wish we spoke the
This is the
language.
greatest day ever! Greatest day ever!
Oh, that feels so good. I about to blow.
I about to bro! I about to bro! I can't stop a coming! Can't stop a coming! Oh, squeeze my own titty, feels so good! Dude, I think you gotta shave your pubes before you do something. Like, you don't like want to have extra
Yeah,
hair.
nesting.
His
Right.
buddy's jacking him off.
A
dude.
natural nesting area.
I just think you gotta shave for sure.
Yeah, look at his buddy, man. He's getting way too comfortable there. Touching Wong's Wong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a micro mark.
Yeah.
Look at him. He can't wait to dive his hand in there and get on that
he
wang.
can't. No one else has even thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's just
everyone
been waiting for
rightly
years.
so would just be like, dude, that, this was your idea. This is your stunt.
Right.
Jay, maybe he's just been waiting for years.
For years,
Like,
this is his chance.
This is his one chance where he can do it.
To get Wong's Wong.
I'm just trying to help you out, guy. Just trying to help out. I love it, dude. I wouldn't do it, but that's awesome.
You wouldn't do that?
No.
I bet Steve-O would.
Maybe he would. You know what, though? There's stuff I
You know
would
what
have done
Steve
back
would
in,
do too? He'd speak into the mic.
There's stuff I would have done back then that I wouldn't do now. There's so much of that stuff I wouldn't do now anymore.
I bet you would have done that back in the day.
I don't know. Maybe.
Probably would have. You lit your balls on fire.
I
What
know,
are you
that
talking
didn't seem
about?
As bad. That didn't seem as bad, I guess, to me.
Fire ants, real fire.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe
Would
they
you
would
take a dart in your ass
I already did.
or your back?
I did.
Oh, he's taking a dart in his ass. All right.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it now?
No, real darts, you son of a bitch. Not fucking dicks.
Hey, let's take a quick timeout.
Let's collect our thoughts.
we'll come back and we'll talk about a hitman. We got a Big E, another Big E out there in the world. Who knew?
Really?
Yeah. We'll explain. We'll do that and much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford in Holly. Right now, lease the all-new 2015 Ford F-150 Super Cab XLT 4x4 for only $286 a month. Friends, this flagship of trucks is loaded with an EcoBoost engine, satellite radio, rear-view camera, remote start, chrome package, trailer tow package, plus about 1 million more bells and whistles. We have tons of the new 2015 F-150 in stock, and you can lease it for as low as $286 per month from Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98. More importantly, I want to say thank you to all the TDC listeners that have already leased or bought a new vehicle from Zott Ford. Thank you. You guys are the best. Folks, check out our filthy deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com. Get there.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Friday with Mike and Jay.
God, breaks are always interesting, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They go in fucking many different directions. I can always tell when Mickey's tired because he just starts going, all right, you guys ready?
All right, guys.
All right, guys,
So we're gonna do this?
Let's get this thing going.
Hey, I know how you feel, buddy.
I'm not trying to be a dick, you know.
No,
yeah.
we get you. Everybody's here trying to do this thing late at night, so
Yeah,
we feel your pain.
sort of.
Well,
Says
Yesterday
Mike
in
because he gets to
particular.
go
Jay
upstairs and go to sleep.
Right, and
Yeah.
we have a 40-minute drive home.
We do.
No, I know. I feel Jay's pain a lot. Believe me. I'm just kidding, Mick. Anyway, we got some other stuff to get to. We'll get to the Hitman in a minute. We've got our boy Dennis Hastert.
Former speaker comes out.
Yeah.
He was also a wrestling coach back in the day, and maybe had some I don't know,
Allegedly,
indiscretions.
yeah, with some teenage boys.
Discretions.
Well, you know that the school that had his name, like the Dennis Hastert, wing, like he donated a bunch of
Oh, I
money
didn't
or
know
something.
that.
Yeah, well, they ripped his name off
Oh my
that
gosh.
last week.
Don't need to rush to judgment.
Well, he donated a bunch of historical papers to them for his wing
Historical papers, meaning what?
from when he was the House Speaker.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and people are pointing out the hypocrisy in that, if
Well, he was real right-wing conservative, right?
yeah, I think so.
Everybody loves a hypocrite story.
He kept a homosexuals file
Oh,
in there in his office to track legislation and social movements aimed at promoting broader acceptance of gays and lesbians and scathing responses from right-wing groups. He once received an award from the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. He pushed hard for a law that made it harder for pedophiles to operate online, which seems like the most
well, he's like,
hypocritical thing.
that's not my mode. I just,
Yeah.
wrestle with them.
Yeah,
I
I
prefer
do,
the hands-on,
I do the shocker with him. I'm not so much into the whole online thing.
allegedly.
Allegedly, right. But he was still paid $1.7 million.
Yeah, wow.
This guy, I guess, if someone would give me $1.7 million, shit, I'd let them do whatever they want to me. And have your way with me.
Would you
For
for
1.7?
1.7?
Well, 3.5 of which I got 1.7, but I thought I was getting 3.5. Yeah, I'd let a guy jack me off.
Well, you just said you let him have your way. Do
Yeah, he
whatever,
could have his
do
way.
whatever he wanted to.
Yeah.
Wreck your rectum?
I don't know if $3.5 million's a
herpes,
lot.
Mike? Rectal herpes?
Yeah, but then I don't get the cancer.
We heard that. That is
Yeah.
good news.
That's a tough one. For $500, would you let a guy wreck you?
No.
For 3.7 million, 3.5 million?
I don't know.
Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
he would
you
do
would.
it for
No.
If some guy came in
Maybe.
with a briefcase,
But for what? For 3.5 million, what's happening?
No, let's go.
he's
let's-
having his way.
Hold on. Let's not jump into the millions. Let's start at
No.
$3,750.
No. It's not going to be. I'm not having that happen for under $1 million. No.
All right.
way.
So for
Okay.
$1 million.
I don't know.
Rectal surgery. I mean, you recover fully.
Assume
Yeah.
and now you got to assume that the surgery is all the surgery is not coming out of this million,
Right. No.
The million
that's
is
paid for
post-
separately.
Yeah. It's Richard Matt, too. So he's coming.
I don't know. I'd have to think
You've got
about
the
it, but
Cadillac medical plan.
it would
Don't
certainly
worry
have
about
to
it.
be
Yeah.
$1 million for
Yeah,
sure.
you can afford it then. He is really, well endowed. But, you're staring down $1 million. When are you going to make $1 million?
$1 million,
Dude, $1 million.
tax free. Is it a
You
million
do
after
it in
taxes?
a second.
If it's $1 million after
It's
taxes,
under the
and I get-
table. It's off the
Okay.
grid, dude. It's $1 million. You're walking with $1 million.
and the
Dude,
surgery,
you're giving up your butt. You're giving butt sex for money. It's off the grid. Okay.
and the surgery's
We're
paid
not
for.
reporting this to the
Yeah.
IRS.
Jay Mike, don't tell him until it's long done.
I worry
you
about
might
the
have to
victim.
wait.
I worry about the victim, the
Yeah.
taxpayers,
Me?
the government.
He's going to turn E in because he's worried about the victim E.
No, he's worried about the government. He said he's worried about the taxpayers, and they're not getting their cut.
Well, that's
No,
why
the other
you don't-
taxpayers you have to cover for people like you.
They're not
who
gonna
keep
have to
shit off
cover
the
it.
grid.
but they're not going to cover for me after I get this $1 million.
Yeah. Well,
If you contributed taxes off that, that's less they have to take from me, right?
that's true.
The
Okay.
government draws lines like that, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
bright
want
lines.
$1 million post.
Taxes.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
after
$1 million
taxes.
after tax. You got it, buddy.
Okay,
All right.
maybe I would probably.
So when he was pushing for this law that made it harder for pedos to operate online, he said this bill sends a strong message to the most heinous of criminals who prey upon our children. You will be punished to the fullest extent of the law. He held an internet forum in Illinois
Jeez.
telling constituents we must continue to be proactive, warding off pedophiles and other creeps who want to take advantage of our children.
My God.
Diddle, 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 diddle. On the side.
Diddle.
Diddle, diddle, diddle. He's just wrecking dudes on the side, allegedly. He gave his professional archive to the conservative Christian school, which named its J. Dennis Hastert Center for Economics, Government, and Public Policy after him. Yeah, his name was stripped from the institute last week, and they expressed sadness and shock at the allegations. Yeah, and he's not in any trouble for touching the kids.
Yeah,
that's off the table.
It's like all tax issues, right?
It's all the lying to the FBI and illegal, fraud involving money. I don't know if it's laundering or whatever, but yeah, that's what he's really in trouble for. Boy, this story would really suck. We got a hitman who was an innocent guy. Well, not the hitman. He wasn't an innocent guy, but we got a guy. So they gave this hitman a name, and he went and shot the wrong guy with that name.
Dude. Oh, boy.
Kind of like the mix-up that we got into today.
Yeah, there you go.
But they had the name spelled right and everything, and this dude's just chilling in his house, and all of a sudden, boom!
It's just your time, man.
Yeah.
Just your time.
Nothing you could do about that. There's nothing he could have prevented. No. Nothing in his life. He was going to
doing everything right.
Right. He was going to be there at
He's
that
got
time,
it, right?
at that place.
He's got the wife, 2 kids.
Yeah.
Sitting on his couch watching TV on this 40-inch flat screen.
Yeah. Daniel Ott.
Bullet to the head just for being Daniel Ott. Just for having a mom and dad who loved the name Daniel.
Yes.
He was going to be there at that place at that time, Jay, no matter what.
And for a grandfather who, when he got to Staten Island, changed the name Ottinsky to Ott.
Yep.
That's all.
And
That's it.
They were planning for a daughter who was going to be Danielle Ott, but they ended up being
Boy was
surprised.
born, turned into Daniel, and here we are.
Yep, Daniel Ott. And this happened back in 2006. They've just pieced this all together now because there's usually a paper trail when, there's text messages, there's phone calls, but you shoot the wrong guy on accident. It's like going down to Florida and shooting someone and driving back. There's no link. There's no nothing for them to go on. Makes it really, really hard to figure out who the hell you are and what happened. 9 years later, investigators have deduced that he was murdered because he shares the same name as a man who was going to testify against a stolen car chop shop operation.
Oh, my God.
3 men were indicted yesterday. Joseph Rosebrook, Chad South, and Carl Rosebrook. Aggravated murder, kidnapping, conspiracy to commit aggravated murder. They're being held in a jail just east of Cleveland.
Well, you can never judge a book by its cover, can you guys?
No.
What are you saying, Jay?
That looks like a guy in the middle looks like who's the character?
He looks like Kyle Farnsworth a little bit. Remember him from the Tigers?
Oh yeah. No, he looks like that. What was that movie with Jessica Alba and the guy with the big jaw? It was like a cartoony type. Not cartoony, but it was.
I don't know. I can't
remember.
Guy with the big jaw.
Yeah, like Mickey. What's Mickey's name? Mickey, not Rourke, but is it Mickey Rourke, the wrestler?
Never
mind.
Yeah, he reaches for his Google machine about 30 seconds into the struggle.
Right.
Good thinking, E.
Wow.
Well, you could search Jessica Alba movies.
I could.
Yeah, it's Sin City. Sin City. I think it's Sin City.
I like to make Mike stretch his brain muscles and actually,
pull up images from
He's better for it. He's
City.
better for that exercise.
He
right?
has. His brain has now fought through it. It's
here. He is.
There's a synapse that connected.
There he is.
Yeah, dude. It kind of does look like.
Do you see a similar resemblance?
Yeah, I see that. Huh?
What's
guy
his
with
name?
The big jaw. I definitely would have described him as the guy with the big jaw.
Yeah. And square face next to him to the right.
You're right though, Jay. Like they look like the people. Like they just don't look like the people that wouldn't be involved in this. It just kind of if you picked 3 guys, it'd be like,
yeah. That guy's never heard. Mr. Rosebrook, you forgot your kerchief, sir.
His name's Marv. I think.
Marv. Okay.
Your cashmere sweater, sir.
Detectives were baffled by the slaying. They followed the usual playbook, looking at Ott's activities, people who knew him. They got nowhere. Ott worked at a greenhouse nursery and lived an unassuming life with his girlfriend.
God,
just a guy, right?
Yeah.
Just a guy.
God
just
damn it.
Going about his business. It took 6 months before they learned there was another Daniel Ott, a man who they suspected was the hitman's real target. It took another 8 years or so to finally solve the case. Sheriff Dan McClellan said Joseph Rosebrook hired Chad South, with whom he had served time in prison, to kill Daniel Ott, whose cooperation had forced Rosebrook to plead guilty to a conspiracy charge in Ohio. He was sentenced to 10 years. He was released in 2014, March of 2014, moved to Florida. His brother Carl handled the payment to South while his brother was in prison. It took wiretaps, state investigators, and a lot of determination to finally get the handcuffs on these three guys. The case took so long to solve because promising leads went nowhere thanks to Rosebrook's terrifying reputation. Detectives repeatedly ran into the phrase, "I know what you want, but they will kill me." And then they refused to talk. Nobody would say anything. Wow. The Daniel Ott, who the hitman was paid to kill, has survived 2 assassination attempts.
Jesus.
Wow. If you're the guy paying for said hit, you have a great interest in making sure that said hit is achieved, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you'd think you'd give some pretty good identifying information of the right Daniel Ott, the real Dan Ott.
Yeah.
I mean,
like maybe where
it's
he
not
lives?
just like, yeah, Dan Ott, look him up.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of like I did with E.
Right.
Well, no, you think you would have an address or, hey, this is where he works.
Exactly. This is what he does. You'll see him going to work at this time.
I think
he
it's
drives
disturbing.
a X.
If you're gonna claim to be a professional hitman,
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it
that's
seems
not-
like shoddy work, right?
Definitely.
I mean, you would think you could sue at least to get your money back.
I would at least
for a
put
hit
a
like
note
that.
into his personnel file on that.
Yeah.
one.
I mean,
Yeah.
seriously,
It's not a written reprimand.
if you're not going to be a pro, I'll hire someone else to do this job. I mean, if you're going to go shooting well willy-nilly, just look up the first Ott you find in the phone book and take the family.
There's a written warning for sure.
Does no one take pride in their work anymore? Has the hitman industry gone down that far?
It's clear it has.
I mean, that's disturbing. That's what I take from this story. Absolutely disturbing. I would expect more from a professional hitman.
I just
really
think
would.
it's so crazy to me sometimes when the idea of like cops like 9 years. There was some guy at the desk, just looking.
There were guys that worked on that case that have retired since then.
Right, like just at the desk every day, just wondering what am I missing here? It's just crazy to me. And that obviously
guy works in a greenhouse. Who knew?
Right. Why is this guy?
Him and his girlfriend. Right? I mean, it looks like there's nothing. They just drank light beer and hung out and watched movies Friday nights. Where's the connection?
Lived an unassuming life. He just kind of had a job, a girl, nothing special, nothing extraordinary. And then boom, one day
They're probably shaking her down too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
Tell me
that.
what he was into, you son of a bitch. What was he into? Nobody just kills a man for no reason.
He loved botany. That's it.
Bullshit. More. What else was he into?
Or what did she do? Or questioning her, obviously, for being
Right.
Imagine
She
how
was
many-
run through the ringer, I'm
Right.
sure.
Yeah, they twisted her all up. She's admitting to shit that never happened.
I'm sure their dog Sparky was, feet to the fire on this. I mean,
Yeah.
every stone on nothing
to the
left,
fire.
nothing left unturned. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Front feet or back feet?
Hands.
Both hands.
Or front hands or
All
back?
4 hands were put to the fire. Yeah, sad story for Mr. Ott. You want to hear about?
What depends on which odd it was.
I blame Papa at Staten Island.
Do
I
you?
mean,
yeah.
Stick
Tinsky
with
would've been
that
fine.
Tinsky. You're fine, dude.
Wait a
You're
minute.
golden.
Wait a minute, though. You're right because one of the yachts was fine. One of
Yeah.
the guys survived, so it's only for the wrong Daniel Ott.
Yeah.
That was a bad
Yeah,
story.
E, were you listening to the story? You son of a bitch. The wrong guy was shot. The
I know.
other Ott.
But he said it was a sad day for Mr. Ott. I said for one Ott. You don't think that's fine?
That's true. The other ones had 2 attempts, and he survived those.
I
somehow.
felt the attempt at the joke required us to kind of rewind into the story, and it was uncalled for. We were clearly about to move on.
Yeah.
Well,
Jay's got a very valid point there.
Of course, whatever.
18-wheeler takes forever.
It
to get
was
into
really
second
actually
gear.
right at the perfect time because he said it. Then I said it, and just because you guys didn't get it, I guess.
Speaking of the perfect time, it's the perfect time to do a Zot read.
You
Here
got
we
this
go, my
shit.
friend.
You got
I'm doing
this.
this. I'm just reading it. Big E.
Just all
Okay.
right.
Hey, it's me, Big E. And as you may have heard, I just gave up. Oh, wait a minute. I just gave the stand-up performance of my life wearing my fitted Zot T-shirt President's Award shirt. Thank you very much. Speaking of Zot Ford and Holly, we're closer than you think. Located on I-75, exit 98, literally right off the highway. Plus, for a limited time, you can come into the dealership and say, "We love peeling the layers of Big E's onion, but we fear his anal hymen is in grave danger." And we will give you a free autographed Detroitcast T-shirt and hat after you take the delivery of your newer used car, truck, or SUV. Folks, Folks, oh,
Steve can't write at all. This is terrible.
Yeah,
this is terrible the way he wrote this.
Folks, the God damn it. Folks,
Well, that was good.
Shut.
It's funny when Jay reads them. There's not all these pauses.
Yeah, just kind of zip right
guys,
through
come
them,
on now. Be professionals.
Right.
Folks, folks, the supply of autographed shirts and hats is extremely limited. So this offer is only while it lasts.
It's unbelievable. You've been in this business for 15 years, dude. What is wrong with you, man?
Check out their massive inventory and sick deals at zotford.com. That's SCOTT. Get there.
It's your dream to be on radio, to be on a show, and this is what you do. This is it. This is your best.
You can come in there and watch us.
I thought that was pretty good.
Perform our core values about wow. We'll perform some wow on you and so forth.
That was good.
You know what I love is the idea of a customer going in there and like meeting with Steve and going, "Yeah, can I get the hat deal?" And he's like, "Do you know the code for it?" And he's like, "Yeah, I love peeling the onion of Big E, and hopefully his anal hymen doesn't get violated."
You're in.
I love the idea of someone like throwing thousands of dollars down on a product, and this is the exchange that's going on. The word hymen is exchanged.
Yeah,
$40,000 car to get $500 off. You're in.
Some guy's gonna go in and just be like, "Yeah, it's something about peeling the onion on
the hymen
Big E or something," and he's gonna go,
"Oh, there's a little more to it."
He has to go to legal to make sure that's okay.
Yeah. You know what? I've already run this up HR a couple times, and I'm sorry, sir, you didn't get close enough to the actual phrase this week, so.
Although it does separate.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
We don't want your business, sir.
It does separate people going in there and not accidentally getting the...
I said good day, sir.
Oh.
God, what is with you in drinking lately? What is with you, man?
He tried to start a new sentence when he put the water bottle to his mouth, and he just poured it all over
Those
the
last two sips, it's been the most retarded thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's what happened. I went to drink water and then decided I wanted to start talking during the drinking. Anyway, we can move on.
Sorry.
We got America's fastest 2-mile high school runner, a New York teen.
Shit.
Yep. Happens to live with severe autism.
Really?
Awesome.
Biggie Part 2.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, did you say the nation's fastest 2-miler?
So what do you...
America's fastest 2-mile high school runner is a New York teen who happens to live with a severe form of autism.
Wow.
You know what, dude? This is almost an advantage for you to be a complete retard if you're running.
Yeah.
Because it's such a mind game, right? You're constantly fighting your mind. Like,
yeah.
Slow down. You can't do this.
But if you can just shut your mind
he
off.
just goes into his own. This is like the equivalent of the Blade Runner, man. Remember everybody's complaining about the Blade Runner having the advantage of not having legs that can fatigue because he's got these damn blades on him.
Dude.
It's the same thing, I would argue. That's not fair.
What a shitty high school uniform. No offense. It's just, it's just N. It doesn't, I don't know.
I like the minimalist.
Okay.
Look.
His name is Mike Nagatnarb. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Mike Brannigan. He's a senior at Long Island Northport, which is probably where the N comes from.
Yeah,
right?
I just think it's a shitty high school track uniform. But
he has a personal best time. What do you think his personal best time would be? 2 miles.
I'm going to say 8:10.
8:42.
Shit. Wow.
Oh, it sounds like he's kind of slow.
Oh, you're thinking of like Olympians or something.
Well, when I said,
he broke a 5-minute mile when he was in 7th grade.
That's a 4:40 split. Like that's,
I know,
that's
but
insane.
Yeah,
I know.
He broke a 5-minute mile in 7th grade.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. Just
no, honestly.
Focus. Shut it down.
Focus.
I can do this.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Probably.
He says, running helps me get through life and helps me achieve my goals. Biggie Part 2 said, I'm very proud because I have a coach and I have supporters and my family and my Northport community.
Here's the shitty thing, man. Most people in high school with a kid that talented, you're like, yeah, baby, scholarship, right?
Yeah.
Going to college on a scholarship. Where's my man headed?
Right.
Well, his proud mother, Edie, said that's exactly what her son is an athlete. He's an athlete first. To people that don't know Mikey very well, the story would seem to be about an autistic runner, but anyone that knows him understands he's a great runner who has autism. He also set a goal of competing in the 2016 Paralympics in Brazil. So that's where he's going next. When he's on track, he's just a phenomenal athlete.
But
I'm
man,
just a
dude,
phenomenal
you know,
All
athlete.
right, dude. If
he's
you're
close enough that
seriously, if you're that good and he's that focused to be able to run like within the rules and everything, I mean, he's not like running sideways off the track and stuff and pushing other people out of the way. Why are you just going Paralympics, man?
right, he's close enough.
I mean,
that
let's aim for something, dude.
Really? See, I don't know how close that is to.
No, he's way off, but
Is he?
Well,
His assistant coach, Bill Miller,
yeah.
says a tremendous amount of dedication to it. He's like a rock legend in the running world. Brannigan is modest about his considerable achievements while he's hoping to inspire others. Just do what you love to do. Don't be affected by who you are. You have many talents and you can find it.
no, he's not, dude. The men's record for the what they call it, I guess it's the 5,000 meter, but obviously it's the 2 miles. 7:56. I mean, he's only. I know 45 seconds, but I mean, that's possible.
What would you consider right now?
That's the world record. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not qualifying time. That's not to get on the team.
That's tough to shave 45 seconds off.
But I mean, you got to think that.
I
but
get
again,
it.
that's
No, I get it. He's
yeah.
a high school kid. He's
You-
got, you know.
Probably only to take 20 seconds
What,
off that
what,
to
would
get.
what would you be proud of as a time? What do you think the
Oh
best?
my god! What he just did? Are you
Well,
kidding me?
but
no,
the
I mean,
five-
but what could you do?
Not right
If
now.
you did it in
Back
9 minutes, 10 minutes, would you be
Back
happy?
in the day,
Anything.
at your heighty,
anything
You're
in
athletic.
10 or under would be awesome. Are you kidding me? A 5 minute twice to do 5 minutes twice. Really, in reality, my fastest 5 mile was 5:32, I think, something like that. So
you know what I would be ecstatic with would be like a 13.
Really?
I'd be really, really happy
yeah,
with that.
that'd be really
Yeah.
good for sure.
What were you going to say, Mickey?
I was just gonna say that the 5,000 meters is like 3.1 miles, not 2 miles.
Oh, I don't know. I looked up here.
You're
Okay.
looking at a 3 mile.
5,000 meter. Okay. What? And why would it say 2 miles?
It says
fucking-
approximately 3.1 miles or 16,400.
Yeah, you're right.
feet.
That's a 5. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
but I looked up
1600 is one, right?
1,600. You're right. 3,200. Yeah, you're right. Although I've never got it because in the Olympics,
1600
they
is 4 times around. It's,
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, since E forgot to remind us, our Instagram 400 followers, we hit 400.
Woo!
Yes. Thank you everybody for getting us to 400 followers. Sarah sent me a thing here with the winners' names. And I'll just give their first names of those that won the mug. One of them didn't have a name on it. We've got like the the whatever they're listed as, but it's not like a name. But the other ones are Kevin, Dan, Steven, and Terry.
So
Is-
how are they alerted?
Is Dan V Go Blue?
That's DTRBM.
I know it is,
No
isn't it?
way.
That
Yeah,
son of a
it's-
bitch
it's-
out of 400 people won a mug.
Yeah, I think so.
It is. Yeah.
Dan V Go Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be right.
Way to go,
Congratulations.
DTRBM.
So, anyways, congratulations to all the winners. Yeah, we'll get you your mug. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. What were you saying, E? Were you still looking up the 2 minutes?
I was trying to. I don't know why I don't see 3,200 on here. See, maybe they don't do 2 miles. In
Maybe
the
you want to
Olympics.
talk into the mic while you're discussing.
Maybe
things
they don't
on
do
there.
2 miles in the Olympics. Maybe because I only see 1,500 and up to 5,000. So
And then 10,000 as well.
yeah, so they must not. I thought they did a 2 mile in the Olympics, but I guess they don't. So.
Did they do it in high school?
They totally do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, is this story totally bogus?
Yeah, what's going on here? Why is it hard
No,
to
they
find
do a
that?
2 mile in high school.
Yeah,
they
they
absolutely
definitely
do.
do.
But do they in the Olympics or in any? Like,
No, that's what.
That's
is
my point.
actually-
Apparently they don't. Apparently I didn't realize that, but apparently in the Olympics they do the mile.
so is that
and
just
then-
a straight sprint for 2 miles?
No,
for him? It is.
it's fast as shit. But no, it's not like it's not what you picture as like
No,
No.
yeah,
it's a very fast run, but it's not a sprint.
Why couldn't someone sprint for 2 miles?
You
Has anyone
fucking
tried to do that?
kidding me?
I mean, you're talking about like 100, where you see a guy running 100, sprinting like that for 2
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah, the guy could get it done in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
He could shatter records.
He could,
What's going
yeah.
on? I mean, shit. Seems like people are getting lazy. You going for a light jog
Yeah.
for 2 miles? Come on, bring it up. Let's go. Pick up the pace.
Yeah, why don't lifters just bench like, I don't know, 2,000 pounds? Why not?
Exactly. That's a great point, Jay. I mean, they could shatter records if they would just do that. Why don't they do that?
Look at those.
Some guy needs to just bench like 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
It'd be way better.
How many tons would that be? E?
2,000 pounds is a ton, so I didn't hear what it
Alrighty.
was. So
Nice.
I didn't hear.
It's a 2.5.
Okay,
No,
1.5.
Darn it, you must.
Sorry.
I didn't hear the number, but anyway. But look at so I don't know how the times would work out, but 13:33 would guarantee you at 5,000 meters an Olympic automatic bid. So I don't know.
I can't think about this. See, this is too much math. It's too much for me.
My point is, I feel like he could have a chance at trying to real
too much time in the math.
So
room.
should he set his sights higher than the Paralympics?
Yes, that's my point.
That was kind of my point too.
Yeah,
but
he's young.
Yeah, and he's autistic.
Yeah,
severely.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
You a fanny? Are you a fan of his now?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, no, I'm a fan if he decides to grow up and at this point, if he has such a gift, go for the real shit. Go
run with the big boys. Ready?
This idea of going to the Paralympics. Does he want to just go there and dominate because he knows he can? Is that the deal? He's gonna run up against some wheelchairs and he's like, yeah, I'm fucking blowing them away, laughing them.
This is the guy who just declared. Was it yesterday? I'm having like flashbacks. Did you declare yesterday that if you could run in the women's event that you would?
Yes.
Okay. So
and dominate.
Yeah.
And dominate.
And you see no inconsistency with what you just said.
But I realize I'm being an asshole. I think he doesn't realize. I think he thinks he.
I think the problem
is.
I
just have a flashback to yesterday?
Yes, you did. And
how did that come up?
Spot on. We were talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
And for some reason, and
the Olympics and the fact that obviously could you just now? Well, Mike asked, what happens now if transgenders in high school just say, I'm a
woman,
girl,
so I'm going to play volleyball.
Which of
right.
course,
I remember looking at you thinking I should have an answer of some sort to this, but I just don't. And then you look to E, and he's like, "I do it, fuck it."
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
care to give your answer now?
No.
Which, by the way, of course, is ridiculous because no girl would ever be like, "I want to run in the men's 100 meters." I mean, she might want to. I feel like I'm a man because she's not going to win. If some girl was like, "I feel like I'm a man and I want to run with the guys,"
I hope that happens like crazy.
I would love
transgender people come out like mad.
And
they just enter all these women's sports. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, they might have to just have an open category. So like men's, women's, and then like
then
either.
It doesn't matter though. The men are going to win.
We could put in all the East German women who take all the steroids. And,
yeah.
Just have kind of like a weird category.
The weird group.
Yeah.
You know who's going to win? The guys with penises. Whether they think they're a guy or a girl, if it's an open format.
If there's a penis.
They're going to win.
Yeah. Even if you cut it off, they're still going to have enough man inside them that they could probably dominate.
If some chick were to be like, I'm a man, I want to try the 100 meters, she's not winning. Not happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of agree with you. I think the problem with this kid, though, is I have a feeling that he chokes in the big race.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's with those people.
Yeah. I think when you're talking to window lickers, mongs, biggies, whatever the term is that they go by now.
Right.
They're known for that. The big moment hits them and then they fall apart.
Yeah. It happens even in small big moments, like if they're caused to read something on air, something like that. Where all eyes go on, all eyes are on. They tend to.
Here's my big moment.
Yeah.
Here I go. Here we go. Ready? Here we go.
And then just kind of blows up in their face. So I don't know. I'm not saying this kid definitely, but I've heard that.
I mean,
happens.
I've also heard, or it could happen at a soccer playoff situation where you completely miss
where you're
possible.
given a beautiful pass.
Yeah, you should have taken, but whatever. You decided to let it go through to me, the second guy.
He did a little.
I still got a foot on it though. It's not like I whiffed on the ball. Goalie made an exceptional save. What are you gonna do?
Exceptional save. I'd love to see video of the save. I would pray that it was just some.
I mean, Jay
put it right
could
into
have
his
buried
gut.
it. Jay could have buried it, but he let it go to me, and I
Unselfish player. That
I
I am.
slid, got what I could on it. Goalie made a tremendous save. What are you gonna do? Yeah.
Hey, the Amazon link. Don't forget about it. It's on our homepage. Please use it. Mick, do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the Amazon CA one. I typed it in there as
Amazon
CA.
Canada for the lay.
Yeah,
indeed, yes. But it's working now. I just tested her out.
Thank you.
The clicks.
What'd
are
you buy?
showing up. I didn't buy anything.
Oh,
Just
way
click
to
through
support
it.
the show.
All right.
Way to support the show.
Yeah, so the idea is just use our portal, whether it's the Canada one or the one flat out right in the box on our homepage. The Canada one's in the help the show drop down. But shop through it. They won't charge you anymore. Amazon just gives us a little kickback and it helps the show. So please continue to use that.
Fishbones, Greektown. We've all been, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Lawsuit. Woman says she was mistaken for a man.
God.
While trying to use the women's restroom. She's filed a lawsuit claiming she was injured when a security officer physically
on,
ejected her.
dude. Do we have a picture, an image?
I don't know.
Search this shit.
Her name is,
Mick, please search this.
Her name is Courtney, Cortney. Bogorad, Bogorad. She said the incident happened about 11 o'clock at night back on January 23rd. We're just hearing about the lawsuit now.
Do we have a lawyer's name?
We do. I'll tell you in a second when I get down to it. I can't remember offhand what his name is. She and friends were having dinner at Fishbones. Owner Nico Gazzaros declined to comment, but she's suing the restaurant for whatever amount above $25,000, to which she is found to be entitled on 8 separate counts, ranging from civil rights violations to intentional infliction of emotional distress.
There we go.
Yeah, you familiar with those?
Oh,
yeah. Let's see here. She said she paid for her food. She went to the women's restroom prior to leaving the restaurant. While she was in there, she heard someone shout, "Whatever man is in the restroom, come out now."
She's like, oh my, there must be a man in here. How terrifying.
She continued to use the restroom and ignored the shouting because she wasn't sure who was being addressed. Moments later.
Dude, this
is the actual Facebook. I don't know if we should put this on the YouTube thing, should we?
No.
Wow.
Probably not.
Wow. Okay. I could see the misunderstanding.
Slight communication problem.
Yeah.
She believes a security guard entered the restroom and again shouted, "This is a women's bathroom. If you are a man, come out."
I mean, she seems to be doing her darndest to kind of like dress like one and maybe appear like one.
Yeah.
So,
especially in this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
some nice tats on her.
Yeah.
Him or
the defendant did not listen to the plaintiff, did not allow the plaintiff to show him or her identification to prove she was a female. Instead, approached the plaintiff inches away from her face and shouted, "Get out of the women's restroom!"
Fuck you, man. If you're gonna dress like a guy, you're gonna cut your hair in a not just short, but a guy style
here's
haircut.
the thing, though. Wouldn't that give you pause, though? Wouldn't you be like, I think it's a dude, but maybe not? Like she doesn't totally look like a dude, right? She looks like a chick trying to.
No,
look
I
like a
agree.
dude.
If it were me and my buddy, I'd play that kind of. Is that a guy or a girl?
Right.
Right
So
in
if you're
that picture right there, I think that looks exactly like a dude looks.
that image, no, you look at the bicep. That's not a dude's arm. You know, you can tell that's not a dude.
Yeah, I get it. But and I get maybe the idea of him yelling in there. Well, God, you know.
But I don't understand.
That's her goal, though. Her goal is clearly to look like
a dude. Yeah, and more power to her. But I don't know that you can claim
This is great news because she's accomplished what she set out to do.
Right,
look like a dude, and it clearly was taken to the extreme.
Yeah,
someone absolutely thought she was a dude, kicked her out of a chick bathroom. I mean, mission accomplished. Well done, madam or sir.
Dude, I know you're talking about the biceps, but dude, Mickey's also right. And certain images, like I know it doesn't look like a guy.
I would look at that chick and be like, oh, well, okay.
You would think like a little dude, but clearly someone is going out of their way to look like a dude.
No, I could see that and think that was 2 guys right there. I'm sorry.
No, I would not be so convinced that I would be in that person's face going, "Get out of the bathroom." No, I would think like, is it a dude?
I don't know. Either way, though, I mean, I never would have that discussion with.
She claims that she tried to tell the guard that she was a female and offered to show her ID to prove it. Both communications. So twice she was like, "I'm a chick. Look at my ID."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Bullshit."
No, that's a little.
Both communications were fully ignored by the defendant, who continued shouting at her to leave the women's restroom. Bogorad's friend, who was also present in the women's restroom, attempted to tell the guard that this was a woman, but he was ignored as well. The guard placed his hands on her shoulders and aggressively pushed her out of the restroom into the restaurant. After she was pushed out of the restroom, she saw someone who she said may have been the restaurant's manager, attempted to explain the situation again and offered to show her ID. That individual also ignored her. The guard then proceeded to aggressively hold a badge inches away from her face and shouted, telling her that he was a security officer. So he's showing his badge. And she then smacked the badge out of his hand. Not good. You don't do that to a representative of law enforcement, right?
Well,
the guard then
loosely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why does he
whatever.
Why does he have
he did have a badge. He had a badge.
It said what?
Respect the badge.
What did the badge?
Titty inspector.
What did said badge actually say on it? You know what I mean? What
Fishbone
was
security.
I know.
That's your service.
It's got like the Fishbones logo on the shield.
Yeah.
If you look closely, but if just at first glance, it looks
first
very
glance.
official.
He then picked her up because she smacked the badge out of his hands. The guard then picked her up against her will by her hooded sweater and bra. He carried her to the front of the restaurant and physically,
I'd be like, whoa, this dude's wearing a bra.
Yeah. And chucked her onto Monroe Street.
Yeesh. Again, this is a complaint you're reading from, right? So this is one side of the story.
Yes. It sounds like he grabbed her by the bra and the hooded sweatshirt and gave her one giant, "Good day, sir. I said good day."
Sweeper
onto Monroe Street.
I wonder if at that point, while grabbing said bra, he had any like second thought, like, maybe my premise is faulty.
Yeah, I think at that point you got to follow through. Yeah, you're that far in deep.
You've had your badge strewn about.
Yeah, you gotta go all the way. Her upper torso was exposed to all of the patrons that were sitting inside the restaurant. In the process, she sustained physical damages, including contusions, wrist injuries, shoulder
not to
injuries.
mention the mental distress, which you're getting to, right?
Yes, which required medical treatment. Plaintiff not only suffered physical damages, but suffered severe embarrassment, humiliation, shock, and mental and emotional distress and anguish.
Yes.
Is that where the big money comes in?
Yeah, because it's just gray. You can't put your finger on how much that's worth, Mike. I mean, it could be millions.
Her attorneys, I guess they don't name. Her attorneys are suing the restaurant based on 8 counts: civil rights, Equal Accommodations Act, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, assault, battery, gross negligence, blah, blah, blah. She's claiming damages for said deprivation and loss of enjoyment of her life. So she can't even enjoy her life anymore.
No, this is bad.
All of these losses and damages continue to this day and will continue into the future, some permanently. You got chucked out of a bar. Every real guy has been chucked out of a bar. Like, we've all been tossed out of a bar.
This is great news for you. Come on.
You've accomplished your goal. You got sought out as a guy.
Got completely mistaken as a dude.
Yeah.
Great
treated,
news.
and
Good
treated
work.
like a guy.
Treated like a guy. Yeah. No girl gets treated like that.
Treated like a guy
rarely.
when you slap a badge out of a dude's hand. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, he might grab you by the bra and chuck you out onto the Monroe
If you happen to be wearing a bra, he will.
Yes.
Maybe a bro or a man's ear.
That story sounds horrible. Now, you pointed out the key thing there, that this is her complaint.
Right.
So I'm sure I find it very hard to believe
that they're just not going to listen, right?
Yeah.
That they're going to
they're going to be so set in their ways. Yeah. There had to have been more to this story than just.
I imagine maybe a little bit of alcohol consumption played a role.
Yeah.
Just speculating.
Yeah.
Perhaps some crazy stuff went on in the bathroom with her obviously hot girlfriend that we all just saw.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Mickey, my
who knows?
goodness.
But I can't imagine, even if someone went into the wrong bathroom, you would think some security guy would go, hey, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, let's move it along. It wouldn't be like, get out of the bed. Like shouting at someone like
right in the restaurant.
I
mean, Fishbones isn't.
Fishbones is a nice enough restaurant. Yeah,
that's my point. Yeah, the idea that he would just be yelling into the bathroom, "Get the fuck out of there, you
something
guys!"
was going on.
Yeah,
something was amiss.
Something's wrong. Remember the story? This was early on, Jay, when you got here. I think you guys may have talked about this when I was gone. But that Corvette in the sinkhole.
Oh yeah, the Corvette Museum in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
What a crazy place for a sinkhole to occur.
Yeah, that was a huge sinkhole.
Yeah, it swallowed like what 8 or 9 of them or something like that. And I think they rehabbed a bunch of them.
They did.
Yeah.
And do you remember that car? What was so unique about it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was the 1 millionth Corvette.
Oh yes,
ever made.
Yeah, that rings a bell now.
Employees at GM are putting a lot of work to restore that car, the 1 millionth Chevy Corvette, a 92 white convertible roadster that was swallowed up in that sinkhole at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, 16 months ago. They claim it's a priceless vehicle. Priceless, really? I mean,
yeah, I really don't like that model either.
No, me either.
Those series of years, or
I mean, why would that be priceless? Because it was the one. I mean, it's one of a million.
Yeah.
What makes
There's
that so?
There's only one that's the millionth, though, Mike.
But there's also only one that's the 990.
Great point. Right.
I mean,
great point.
Yeah, I mean, what would that car go for? A few $1,000s nowadays? I don't know. It's the 1 million, so I guess it fell
$1,000. Are you kidding me?
What's that?
Are you kidding me? A few $1,000s?
I don't know. Now, what could you get a 1992 convertible?
No, but if there was that
Corvette
version,
for?
if they're really at the millionth, it's got to be a
No,
few hundred.
you're just
right?
putting aside the millionth and
Yeah,
saying what would that be
just
worth?
that
It
car.
totally depends on the upkeep and the mileage, right?
Yeah,
Some
but
people treat them like they're freaking, showpieces. Other people
like Ferris Bueller's
Yeah,
dad.
but on the average, if you just had a
No,
nicely
Cameron's
rated
dad.
one,
Cameron's dad. Sorry.
if you just had a nicely rated one in good condition, what could you get? Pick up a 92 Corvette Roadster for?
Cameron was in Egypt's land. Let my Cameron go.
Some of the cars suffered just minor damage. Chevy has vowed to restore 3, with the millionth Corvette being the second. All the cars will eventually go back on display. The Roadster will be ready by Labor Day. There's only one car that's the millionth Corvette, and we want to save as many of the original parts as we can. It was pretty torn up when it came in. We didn't know what we'd be able to save. We just tried and worked better than we expected. But yeah, there's the
Rooney,
Cinco.
this is George Peterson.
the Sausage King of Chicago.
That's Abe Froman.
Abe Froman.
That was great, dude.
Wow, look at that thing, man. That thing is smashed to smithereens.
Yep.
God,
What happened to Fidel?
what an unfortunate turn of events. I mean, look at that. Right where the showroom is. Just,
Yeah.
Wow.
In excellent condition, about $9,000.
Is that right? Dude, you're totally right.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I would have thought
But
like,
no car's in excellent condition, just so we know. Ever. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the brand
Oh,
new ones are
man.
garbage.
Well,
already.
again, I don't know. If you look at Cameron's dad's, that was sitting in a showroom.
Dude, there was a fucking Ferrari.
I know, and it was
Yeah.
sitting in a showroom.
A Ferrari, different story.
Yeah. We're talking about a 92 Corvette. But I still would have, I don't know, like 18, 20 grand. I would have
Yeah, no.
I
You're
guess
right.
double that.
You're right.
Yeah, just the unfortunate placement of that sinkhole.
Yep. But yeah, it just seems weird when they're like priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless, really? Okay, I got the 678,000
Maybe
one off the lot. and
irreplaceable.
It was worth $9,000. So this one is irreplaceable. Maybe sure,
One of a kind,
sure,
not priceless.
not priceless. And before we get to some email,
We do have some email, Mike.
Cirillo Castillo, 45-year-old down in Texas, South Texas man with a history of banging horses.
Banging horses.
Horses, yeah, he loves banging horses.
How about Zorses? Has he ever had a Zorse?
I don't know.
A Zonky?
Not sure. He's really kind of into horses.
Okay.
Would those others be equines?
He likes Mighty Steeds. They are, I think.
Mighty steeds, yes. He broke his leg while attempting to perform another sex act on a horse in February.
What kind of move are you doing where you break a leg, man?
Well, maybe you're on a stilt or a stool because you can't really get up there and you fall down. That's what it would be, I guess.
No, they said he was found injured in a barn around 7 a.m. back on February 17th when the barn's owner fed her horses. He had previously been warned to stay away from the barn following a prior arrest for having sex with the woman's horses, plural.
Just this idea.
Dude.
Hey, I told you, get out of here. I don't want to see you around here no more.
Just grabbing him by the hips and pulling him out of
He
her
just-
horses. You again.
They just
Castillo!
know. Right.
Get out of my barn.
They just know when he's around that he's out there banging my horses. I
Can you
know it.
imagine that?
I know it.
You live in this farmhouse, right? God damn it, he's back. You're thinking normally
Who is that?
normally it's like a coyote you're trying to keep away, right?
Yeah.
No, it's that son of a bitch,
It's
Rodriguez.
Castillo, isn't it?
Castillo. That son of a bitch is back. Look at him.
You're running out there with pots and pans. Get out of here.
Go on now. Go on now. Get out of my horse. I say get out of my horse.
Get out of here, Castillo. He's out there.
Run on, you. Go on.
Run on.
Bring your 12 gauge out, fired in the air.
His pants are just around his ankles. He starts hobbling away.
Most times you're just sitting on your rocking chair in the middle of the night, just keeping watch. You see him coming across on. Don't even think about it, Castillo. Move along. Just move along, Castillo.
And he still can't.
And
he
that
still
one-
just
No, he can't.
That one day you nod off on the porch with the shotgun in your lap, and you
You're-
come to and you're like, Castillo! Beeline out to the guy. God damn it, Castillo! Get out of my horse! Get out of my horse! Just grabbing him by the hips.
I mean, just a sentence. He's been.
One day I fall asleep out here, and God damn it if Castillo ain't back in my horse.
He had been warned to stay away from the.
Go on now. Get out of here. Go on. Fuck.
Nay means nay, Castillo. Beat it.
You've been warned.
Dude, imagine again the discharge, the
Well,
smell.
look at the man
just
we're talking about.
I know, man, but just imagine what's going on there.
They say that a horse probably reared up and kicked the shit out of him, which is what broke his leg. Maybe answering the question of whether they mind being raped or rather be punched in the face.
I will stand by my statement despite this.
Yeah. They
Despite
think
these
that
allegations.
Castillo was kicked and the horse broke his leg, but god damn it if he won't. And they're just like, they're total misdemeanors. Like banging a horse in Texas is no big deal.
That's what I'm saying. It's like just like
It's more of a nuisance to the barn owner who doesn't want you banging his horses.
Dude, seriously, like what's keeping this from a felony? Is there a big lobby out there that's like, you know, that's on this where they're all over the senators and Congress people go, no, you know, we gotta just keep this a low level crime. Throw the book at these fuckers. This is wow, deviant.
Yeah, and dude, like fine, you want to make banging the picnic table a misdemeanor, whatever, but you're talking about animal. Like the horse is just a Proops. Look at that Proops. He's just minding his own business, enjoying some hay, and all of a sudden Castillo's behind him again.
I know.
He's fucking with his tail. And he's getting in position. It's like, are you shitting me? Am I going to have to kick this motherfucker again?
Castillo.
Just waiting for the owner, waiting for the telltale. Oh, god damn it. My owner's asleep again. Here comes Castillo. Castillo!
I love the
Get out of my horse! Get out of my horse!
I'm just sitting on the porch, just
nodding off. Long day.
Dude, there's no sleep.
Just plinking across the lawn.
There's no sleep on this farm because Castillo could be on the.
You got to eradicate. That's the only way.
There's got to be like watches. You know what I mean? Someone takes the watch and someone goes to bed.
They need trip lights and sirens to go off every time Castillo gets in the vicinity. God damn it! Get out of my horse, Castillo! Get out of my horse!
I can't help it. I love it too much.
The urge, incredible. Hey, Ed writes in, guys, has anyone pointed out that the 4 or 5 year war math does not add up? Now, this comes back to me. You had a issue with your brother. You were in a fight for 4 or 5 years.
I don't exactly, to be honest, I've always said when I've told people about this kind of weird phase, I don't exactly know how long it went.
All right, that's just your go-to estimate. All right, because as Ed points out, when Eric was in 7th grade, really 8th, he would have been around 13. At this point, the war is so bad, Eric has been moved to his sister's room. The war ends when Eric is 21. I think maybe some more time in the math lab is needed.
No, it's just a number I give out. I actually don't know exactly how long this kind of fight went. So it's
all right. Well, I guess
sounds like it might have gone a lot longer than you remember.
I feel like it went for sure through his high school career, though.
You want us to believe things you say, right?
No, I don't care.
So maybe provide some accurate information, and
I don't know
your credibility will rise as time goes on.
That's a good point.
This has nothing to do with credibility. It has everything to do with me not knowing the exact time.
Well, when you throw out time frames, people tend to
that's what I tell
rely
people.
on that.
I tell people when I tell
you've told everybody about the Fady 4 or 5.
We want our listeners to be able to rely on information we're giving them.
Yeah.
Well,
your credibility is shot, my man.
Yeah. As if anybody believes anything I say anyway. So
it's true. That's a fair point.
Amy writes in, Jay, I truly appreciate your smugness and presence on the show, but it legitimately bums me out that you are such a dog Proops hater.
Oof. Yeah,
I wouldn't label myself as a dog Proops hater.
Oh, I would. Yeah, it's warranted.
Across the board dog hater, I won't. No, I won't do that. No. How can you hate adorable, innocent Proops?
Look at it, Proops.
I'm convinced you come on every show with at least one sad Proop story. This is not true, Amy. You guys can go over some pretty disturbing stories involving humans, but make it a disturbing story about a Proops, and it totally bums me out.
Yeah, me too. Beth can't even listen when we do some Proops being abused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually set stories aside because I know there are people that get so bummed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's attached a couple of pictures of my sweet Proops Diesel, she says. He's a puggle, half pug and half beagle.
Look at it, Proops.
The pic on the left is when we got him as a puppy. How can you hate on something like that? That is that cute.
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, that is a Proops right there on the left. But
is he wearing a hoodie?
Look at how goofy he gets looking over here, though. On the right. What's he showing? Is he baring his teeth? I like it. I like the hoodie, though.
You do?
Yeah,
I like the
kind of jealous.
I hate when they dress dogs up.
I like the puppy goatee.
Do you want the listeners to hear what you said?
I think it's retarded to dress dogs
good.
up.
Then say it in the friggin' microphone. Perfect. Well done.
You know, Izzy the Proops has a Detroit Cast hoodie.
I know.
She has her own.
She also
Detroit
has
Cast
some
hoodie.
Detroit Cast panties.
That
She
that
does.
image of her in the
That's true.
panties is a great image. Don't get me wrong, but 99.9% of the time, I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. James writes in, this is our pastor listener, or at least one of our pastor listeners. I'm sure we have a bunch of them.
Of course.
Yeah, sure. Right up their alley.
Gentlemen, sirs, and other. Had to proactively write lest I find myself hearkened in harcation while hearkening to Thursday's episode number 360. Not to hammer a premise, but allow me to retort. Erickson's comment about his love of reading, his proficiency alleged in tearing through many books. From the guy who comprehends humongous as humongous.
That's not the same thing. Not the same thing. Not even close.
What?
I've stated several times that yes, my English writing is horrible.
You didn't write it. You stated it, you
stated-
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Get your hand off your dick.
You read it in a commercial.
Yes.
In your specs. That was one of your projects.
That was your
read
reading, Mr.
Humongous.
Reading Comprehension Star.
Whatever. Who gives a fuck you? Fuck all of you.
Yeah, fuck you, Jay.
Humongous. You read as Humgoris. Humgoris?
I constantly, I
And then
very
you
frequently
submitted it
I
for
very
grading.
frequently tested high when it came to reading comprehension when I would do stuff like that. Very frequently. That was one of the highest things I would usually test in. Reading comprehension and American history.
Humgoros. Like, how do you even
I would
start?
love to fucking talk to every one of these people and see them in real life. I guess these guys never fucking read anything out of line. They never fucking misspell a sentence ever.
No, it's not like you tripped over a word. You submitted it for grading.
Who gives a fuck?
You pronounced humongous Humgoris on a final.
That was the same project. I think you pronounced. Whose name did he
Yeah,
just butchered a shit too?
I don't know, but he did that Sweet Kid Rock intro, right?
Yeah.
You want to do one?
No,
My name is
I'm not doing it.
Kid
Rock.
I'm not doing it.
What was the name you butchered? You butchered some
I
actor's
can't
name
remember. I know. I can't remember.
too. Oh, people will email us and they'll remember.
Yeah, someone will.
James says, also window licker. I was introduced to the phrase many years ago while working online by a friend who used the login as window licking retard. I would like to offer a new term in lieu of the current offensive ones. Derpster. One beset on operating in a manner of derp or instigating / practicing a course of instances that result in said derp.
You know, maybe
Derpster.
You know what?
Mong, Derpster, and window licker.
Maybe what I need to, and then not this guy's side, maybe you guys are going to hammer on this producer today thing. Maybe what I should do is pick the top 4 assholes that nail me all the time. Let them fucking come sit here for 20
What does
minutes. and
TCG
see.
have to do with this?
No, let them
Kennedy
come
and-
sit here
Yeah,
and
Chubbs.
be funny
Chubbs.
and be fucking
Chris.
funny and
Chris
be fucking
McQueen.
fuck.
What do they have to do with anything?
Yeah.
So they nail you. Whatever.
The top 4 guys that nail you.
Yeah.
We're all familiar with them.
Like we said, just admit you're gay. We're fine with it. We'll still like you, dude. No
Yeah.
big deal. It's fine.
Nothing but
bring
love
in-
from us.
Bring in friggin' Brian LaFear or whatever and Porn Star and Adam Woods and let them fucking sit in here for 10 minutes and see if they don't stumble over anything once in a while.
Are those the guys that hammer you the hardest?
Yes.
But he doesn't listen to a second of it. He doesn't
Don't
care.
care.
He
Don't
doesn't
care.
care.
Haters gonna hate.
Rolls right off his back.
It does. I don't think about it. Once I start watching my Simpson reruns and I'm fine.
Everything's better now. Everything is all good now.
Haters gonna hate.
Exactly.
Go on, E. Come on.
No, I'm not
You
gonna
just
sing
gotta-
Taylor Swift.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Yep.
Tim writes in, to the brave, the wheelchair bound one, and the window licker. In regard to the story about the poos.
Wait, you got brave and I got wheelchair bound?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
In regard to the story about the poos saving. Wait, the brave wasn't that one of the
Yeah, it was.
All right. I'm remembering these
Yes,
things. They're
yes.
coming back to me.
It was on the top 9 list.
Yes, that was in like the top 4 or 5. Brave or
Brave
something.
was
wasn't
the like number 7 or
it?
something.
Okay.
It's like if he was blacked out, like drunk even, and it's
Dude,
the next
it's
day,
coming
and you're-
back
and
to
you're
me.
like,
Yeah.
oh, remember when
Okay,
you
I
were-
get it, Tim. Yeah, the brave, the wheelchair bound, and the window licker. So we're all retards.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
In regard to the story about the poos saving the blind man, I'm remembering that now. There was a poos that took the man / woman across the street. Short bus hit it, right?
Yeah. They're trying to prop the Proops up as a hero.
Yeah, and the proofs didn't like fix the story. The proofs just absorbed it all. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, here, I'll take that medal right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go
Got a
ahead and
cool
make the
cast
check out
on.
to Proops.
Proopserson.
Proops von Proopserson. The story about the Proops saving the blind man-woman-like owner from the short bus. Has anyone thought that the Poos was possibly trying to kill itself or the owner for all the many years of being basically a slave? I mean, year after year, dragging this blind asshole around, protecting and serving instead of running around freely playing catch or just doing normal Proops things was probably depressing. If I was a Proops, which I'm not, full disclosure, I'd try killing my owner too and be perfectly happy just walking around on my hands all day.
All clear, ma'am. Come on. Here we go.
Messing up important business documents and licking my balls.
Totally.
I believe this Proops had a plan.
Look at that, Proops.
And it went afoul. We need to keep an eye on this story and see what happens next for the future of this Poos. To the Astronom File.
Yeah, that would be a tough life for a Proops. Just sitting here dealing with this blind asshole all day.
Think about that.
This is my owner. Her eyes don't work very good. I'm a Proops. I'm a Proops. My owner's eyes quit on her.
He's onto something. I mean, other than the fact that you have to be fed, right? If you can find a source of food, man, run free, my friend.
Yeah.
You don't need us humans.
No. Do your own thing.
Jug writes in, King, cult leader, and shy pussy. What's up, Fukfases? Longtime listener here since day one of the Drewcast. Will one of you guys please slap Big E? Everything this turd wants in life is slowly coming to fruition, and it seems like he doesn't give a fuck. As evidenced by his butchering of the last best of, you can't coach heart in sports, and it seems like you can't get this tard to take it seriously. I don't want to suck his dick too much, but he was one funny MFer at his stand-up, and it's gotten progressively better. If only he took it more serious, like the lawyer and Walters, you guys would be that much further ahead. Maybe reroute some Kickstarter funds and buy this fucker a shelf of self-motivation books since he's such a good reader. Anyway, love you guys. No homo. And I miss hanging out at Rumors in Royal Oak with the cult leader. Peace, Jug.
Oh, I know Jug. Jug's a good dude. Jug was there. Well, never mind. Jug's a big dude.
Bill writes in, Jay, am I the only one who notices that when Mike says hot topic when referencing Eric's favorite Normcore store, that the tone is actually from the Hot Pockets commercial jingle? It's been driving me crazy every time he's done it. Love the show. Listen to every episode except the abortion best ofs. Thank you and goodbye. No winky face.
That's why I do it like that.
You're just figuring that out now that it sounds like the Hot Pocket. That's why I do the Hot Topic, because it sounds like Hot Pocket. I shouldn't have to explain that.
Fuck, I thought it was their jingle, dude. I didn't even know.
Really? Oh, it's Hot Pockets jingle. Yes, you did know that. Stop it.
That was sarcasm.
I semi-retard too. I didn't catch it.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
No, we won't.
For Monday.
Save the rest for Monday.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I missed yesterday. I was thinking today was Thursday.
Yeah. You got a free day off in the middle of the week. All right.
Free day off.
Anything else we need to push?
Amazon. Don't forget the Amazon link. Please use it. Helps us out a lot.
Yeah. Go spend some money this weekend.
You deserve it.
Yeah, you've earned it.
Share the show on Facebook. Continue to do that. Share us around. Use our show samples on the website. Go to interact with the show. Hit the show samples. Listen to them. If you like them, go ahead and share them around Facebook, email, whatever. That's what they're made for. So
follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter,
Yeah,
Facebook, all that stuff.
You can still keep following us just because we hit 400. Doesn't mean you have to stop. It doesn't mean you can't.
True. Congratulations to all the people that won the mug.
And we need to put more content on there, which we will continue to do. So,
yep. With that, let's call it a day. Have a good weekend, everybody. And we'll see you guys first thing Monday for an all-new episode of the Detroit Cast.
Been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to that